Big Ronnie saying if you don't watch this guy's YouTube channel, you're making a big mistake.
What up, everybody? OGP back with you. It is Monday. It is December 12th, 2022. We are vastly approaching Christmas. And man, there has been a lot going on, but I hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. And hopefully you're having a wonderful start to your December and your Christmas, Hanukkah, whichever season you're celebrating, whatever you may be celebrating. Hopefully you're having a wonderful time doing it. But everybody, if you would hit the thumbs up button for me, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps the algorithms and get the channel out there and all that stuff. Just by a simple little tap of that thumbs up button, if you would, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much in advance for doing that, if you would. But anyways, boy, what a crazy weekend. Season screenings on Saturday and LA Comic Con on Sunday, both with Wet Movie 1 and a bunch of others. We're going to talk a lot about that. It was a very, very fun weekend, very cool weekend, and so much to talk about and cover. And then there's, of course, some things going on in theaters and physical media and stuff. So a lot to talk about tonight. Got a lot of subjects, but first, let's say hello to the homeboys and homegirls in the chat here. What's up? Play a lot of games. How you doing? Brian Sanchez in the house. How you doing, Brian? Jacob Armadillo. Jacob, what's cracking? How you doing tonight? Tiki Ghoul, what's up? The new member, the like our like cast of crew of homies that we all have met and known in person that we see at conventions and stuff has grown by one. And Tiki Ghoul, so cool, so much fun getting to meet you this weekend. And it's at least because we were kind of worried there at the end of the day, like, oh no, we haven't seen Tiki. Where is she? And then getting to see you at the last minute there for just a few minutes and talk and chat was a lot of fun. So very cool. Very glad to have met you. And yeah, it was so much fun. We had a blast Saturday, and getting to meet you was the icing on the cake there for sure. So a lot of fun. So glad you could drop by tonight and hang out with us for a bit. We're going to recap a lot of the weekend here in over the next however long we go. I don't want to say like an hour or whatever, because you know me, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 4 hours. Who knows how long we'll be here tonight, but we're going to be talking about it and hanging out for a while here. Let me get this back over here. I read my comments so much better from this side here. Rock and Roger watching your Bruins, Buccaneers, and OGP. What's up? Decent. Very nice. Yeah, Buccaneers, man. Boy, is Brady having a rough season. Wonder if that has a lot to do with what's going on in his personal life, or if it has to do just maybe age, father time catching up with him. Who knows? We shall see as time moves on. Dominic, what's up? How you doing, Dominic? BN Chili made it on time, even. Decent. Nice. So you got the notification. Hopefully it's sad we hear so much still people not getting notifications. I am extremely bright white. There we go. That's a little bit better. I feel better like when I get a little bit yellow, like I got a little case of jaundice going on or something. I feel a little bit better. Like maybe I could pretend that I actually had a tan or something, even though I'm a hermit, and then till nighttime when I go out when there is no sun to get a tan. Nocturnal, what's up? What up, Nocturnal? A lot of fun this weekend hanging out. TC's in the house. How you doing, TC? And Cujo, what's up, Cujo? How you doing? And Carnage for Justin, what's up? Very cool. So many cool homeboys, homegirls hanging out in the chat tonight. Very cool. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. You're gonna do a live playthrough of the Mass Effects trilogy later. Nice. It was wonderful to meet you, Nocturno. See what movie one season screenings was a blast. Yeah, very cool. It was great that we all got to hang out together. And unfortunately, Tiki, you just like Master Chaos and Little Master had just taken off, so you just missed them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun hanging out and getting to meet and see everybody, and just a lot of fun. That's one of the best things about the conventions is the people you get to meet and the people you get to see there from time to time. It is just, it's a blast because there's so many like folks like Fonzo and really, and up to this point Nocturno and other folks that we just see, Robert, we just see at these conventions for the most part. So it is very cool. It's a lot of fun, and that's definitely one of the best parts of it is getting to see everybody. Let's see what's on the agenda for tonight. So tonight we are we're talking about what's coming out in the theaters. We're talking about physical media. We're talking about season screenings, and we're talking about and there's Creepie coming down the road here to talk about a little bit, but mostly talking about LA Comic Con, how that went, and season screening, kind of a recap. Now with season screenings, I put out the video yesterday morning, so you've probably had a chance to check that out. If not, it's there for you to see. It was a lot of fun. We went to the event and came back here to my house so I could edit the video, and I edited here. What movie one sat over there like trying to resist the temptation to buy autographs from an online auction, and we got that video edited, got it up, so it was available there yesterday. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great convention. The folks at Midsummer Scream, who season screamings is like same company as Midsummer Scream. They put on amazing conventions. It was a lot of fun, and they have the haunts, and the people that do the haunts, such as Fear Farm, are great. They're so much fun, and it is just between season screamings and Midsummer Scream, they are right there at the top of the list, second to none as far as folks that put on fun conventions. It was really great. And so Sunday, then we went back out to LA and went to LA Comic Con, which it was a little different than I had anticipated. I'd never been to LA Comic Con before, and I kind of expected, being Los Angeles, they always like to, pat themselves on the back as being like the big brother to San Diego or San Francisco. So I thought they would put on something close to the level of San Diego Comic Con, which it was not. San Diego Comic Con reigns king. It is by far the ultimate convention when it comes to if you're into animation or comics or science fiction, that type of stuff. San Diego Comic Con, it is like heads and shoulders above the rest when it comes to that type of thing. San Diego Comic Con, LA Comic Con are not horror conventions. They're in a different category than, say, Monsterpalooza, Creepie, Creep It Real, and Season Screamings, things like that. They're all different. Days of the Dead, they're different than San Diego Comic Con. They're different audiences. I mean, a lot of us are fans of horror and sci-fi, and so there'll be some crossover, but they're two different things. But when it comes to like comic cons in the truer sense, where it's about comic books or movies and things, LA Comic Con is definitely more along that line than like a horror convention. So still a lot of fun and great things happened. Met many great people, got to see some cool celebrities and stuff. And so my LA Comic Con video will be coming out this Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. And it may be probably late tonight, maybe an early advanced viewing for channel members. Probably be able to see that late tonight, early tomorrow morning, like in a day in advance before everybody else. But like Wednesday at 10 a.m., that will be up there for everybody to see. But there will be some things that we couldn't cover or didn't cover in the videos that we could chat about tonight about those conventions. So a lot of fun, a lot of stuff to talk about here. And let's see here. Missing. Did you get Giancarlo Esposito's autograph at LA Comic Con? Brian, unfortunately, no, I did not, because Giancarlo and Charlie Hunnam were only there on Saturday. Now, I knew Charlie was only going to be there Saturday. I thought Giancarlo was going to be there Saturday and Sunday. because Charlie in the past on the website, it said Saturday only. It did not say Saturday only for Giancarlo. If I had known that, I might have changed plans and said, you know what? I have to go to LA Comic Con Saturday to get that. So unfortunately, no, I did not. But it worked out because we got to see so many great friends Saturday at Season Screamings, and got to meet Tiki Ghoul in person. So it really worked out. But no, unfortunately, over the course of the weekend at these shows, spoiler alert, I did not buy one autograph. I didn't walk out of there with anything. This has been really weird for me. November, during the Black Friday sales, early Black Friday sales, I didn't buy anything. These two conventions, I didn't buy anything. Really weird for me to come home with no pickups, nothing to show and talk about. But it's just the way it goes. Sometimes, there's celebrities, and not to knock anybody that was at, like, as far as the celebrity guests, there just wasn't anybody there that I needed autographs from. Like, either I already had them, or they're not like high enough on my list that I want to get them, because I have so much stuff. I'm just not buying autographs to buy autographs from every celebrity there. I'm getting the ones that I want to add to my collection. And so I didn't buy anything this weekend. It was really weird. Felt really weird not to have a pickup video portion. Although Wet Movie One he definitely did come up on some good stuff. I'm going to see if I can go to LA Comic Con. Well, LA Comic Con is over, Dominic. You'll have to wait till next year. But you should be able to get tickets for that. I cannot imagine it's not on the level of San Diego Comic-Con. I know San Diego Comic-Con sells out very quickly, but LA Comic-Con is very different. It is a very different convention. Some similarities, size-wise, probably about the same, but just different. Antonis, what's cracking? How you doing, homeboy? Anthony's in the house. What up? You get 631 subs. Nice. Very cool. LA Comic Con. We'll talk about that quite a bit here throughout the evening. Just hang tight. Today is your birthday, Jacob. Very cool. Well, happy birthday to you. And let's see here. Real Nerd is in the house. What's up? How you doing? I'm trying to do a convention videos. I've seen your convention videos look like lots of fun to shoot. They are a lot of fun. And one Real Nerd, I don't know who Holly Wolf is. And with that, I will kind of dive into a little bit into LA Comic Con before I talk about the stuff coming out on physical media and theatrical releases this week. LA Comic Con, when you walk in, you're like, oh, this is cool. It feels like San Diego Comic Con at first. It's a big convention center, lots and lots of people, lots of cosplayers, banners everywhere. And then you go in, you get your passes, you go up these steps into the hall, like the gigantic hall where all the vendors and everybody are. And there's comic books, there's anime, there's posters, there's celebrities, there's like cars that, are either like replicas from movies, or there's gigantic blow up things and stuff. So you're like, wow, this is cool. This is going to be a lot of fun. But then as you walk around, you notice there's something missing. There's no gigantic Marvel booth. There's no gigantic DC booth. There's no HBO booth for like Game of Thrones. There's no like toy booths. Like, I'm trying to think of brands of toys where you would buy your action figures, things like that. All the popular stuff, the trendy stuff that you would see, like there's no Netflix booth. All that type of stuff that you would see at San Diego Comic Con, not there. Just not there at all. This is more if you're into anime, if you're into actual real flipping through a comic book, if you're into the artists behind those, this is more that type of comic book convention. Just not so much focused on the television or movie side of things. This is more about what you're looking at. And now with the celebrities, with the panels, they did have some movie stuff, but there was nothing like, major announcements or anything like you would get at San Diego Comic-Con with The Rock showing up talking about Black Adam or anything like that. You're not going to get that stuff there. the panels, and not to knock these people at all, they were panels that just would not make the cut at San Diego Comic-Con, like talking to Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton is great. You know, if you are a fan of Star Trek, Big Bang Theory, different stuff like that, if you're a fan of that type of stuff, you would love to see Will Wheaton. And I enjoyed listening to Will Wheaton talk. But if you are if you are a fan, I'm sorry, hang on just a second here. MC, I see you, and I emailed you. If you're a fan of Power Rangers, the Power Rangers, the Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson, she was there. She had a panel. So these are things that are like, you know, from the 90s. And then the guys now that were kids at the time, from the baseball movie, what movie one got the autographs from, they were there. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the movie right now, but it was things that were older, nothing new, no announcements, no stuff like that. So a little different. It was just missing that element of it to be on the level of San Diego Comic-Con. And so with that being said, I was able to kind of zip through it really quick because I'm not in the market to buy comic books. I'm not in the market to buy Sandlot. Thank you, being chilly. I'm not in the market to buy anime artwork, tons and tons of Funko Pops. I wasn't in the market to buy Funko Pops. If I'm getting a Funko to get it signed or something, I will get it and I'll add it to my collection. I have a few Funkos, and like a while back, I was like, I'd like to get a Funko from all my favorite horror franchises, and I think I've got that covered. We've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th. We've got, Halloween Funkos. I've got Saw Funko, that type of stuff. I'm good with that. Unless I'm getting an autograph now, I don't really need a Funko. So I wasn't really looking for that. So there wasn't much that I was like, oh, I need to get this, or I need to go here, need to go there. Kind of like San Diego Comic-Con, where it's like, there's so much, you're like, oh, I got to see this. I got to go see that. Got to see this. This was more like wander through and see which different little comic book store has their little pop-up shop that they're selling comics at. And I don't know. It was different. It was fun, but it was different. Wet Movie 1, right on MC. Very cool. Yeah, it looks like we'll get we'll be graced with his master's presence here. Mr. Master Chaos jumping in here in a little bit to hang out with us. That'll be a lot of fun. We got to see Master Chaos this weekend at Season Screamings, and it was really cool. Really cool getting to hang out with him and Little Master for the day too. We had a blast together. But as far as Sunday went at LA Comic-Con, I guess, and Wet Movie 1 posed this question to me when we were on the way home. And it was, how would you feel? Because as we were driving out, we're like mixed emotions on LA Comic-Con. Because I'd never been there. It was my first time, and I anticipated being a little closer to San Diego Comic-Con on that level, and it wasn't. And he says, well, how would you feel if you were there and Giancarlo and Charlie Hunnam were there and you were able to get those autographs? I definitely would have felt different about it. It would have been a little more fun for me, a little more exciting. It was fun. Don't think I'm saying it wasn't fun, but it would have been a little extra fun. It would have been a little cooler for me to be able to get those guys autographs and meet those guys, take pictures with them. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. And so, it was different. But now, knowing what I know, next year I'll have to look at their guest list. And if there's somebody on the guest list that I'm like, oh, I need this guy's autograph or this, lady's autograph, then I'll probably go. If not, if there's nobody on that guest list that I'm like, oh man, I need to meet this person, then I probably will pass on LA Comic-Con next year, just because I'm not into anime. It's for a younger crowd, and not to knock it at all. Hey, when I was growing up and I had my cartoons that I loved watching way back as a young kid, watching cartoons. like Popeye or Tom and Jerry, and even Underdog. Does anybody remember the Underdog cartoon? Love that cartoon. Some of the way old cartoons before we got anything like Transformers or G.I. Joe, Robotech, or Voltron, Transorzy, any of that stuff in the 80s, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats. Before we got any of that stuff, I remember watching cartoons before. And so I have that is going to be my era of things that are really going to be reaching out to grab my attention. As far as this stuff here, the anime and this type of stuff is for definitely a much younger crowd, and more power to them. We all remember and appreciate and enjoy what we experience and what we're exposed to as kids, and as we start developing our first lifelong memories, we that's the type of stuff that really impacts us. And so you can't well, apparently somebody's at the door. You even if you don't like that stuff, you can't knock it for not because you don't like it. You can say, it's not for me, and that's correct. But there is obviously a massive audience for this stuff. Just like if, back in the 90s, if you went to Comic-Con back in the 80s or 90s, you would be seeing more stuff along the lines of like a G.I. Joe or Transformers, just different things that were more popular then. So I get it. I understand, and it's cool. It's just not for me, that type of stuff. Now, it was really cool running across Tommy Wiseau. And if that name does not ring a bell to you, then I will only say this. Oh, hi, Mark. Yes, Tommy Wiseau, the genius behind the movie The Room, was there. That was pretty cool seeing him in person. He's a weird dude. He's a very weird dude. And I was not I was thinking maybe I'll talk to him. And Wet Movie's like, dude, you need to go say hi and get him on video. But he is a weird cat. And so I was like, and I guess that's kind of mean of me, I guess, to call him weird. He is just a different dude. And so I was like, man, I don't know, if I'll feel comfortable talking to this dude. What am I going to say to him? Like, hey, you made the shittiest movie in the history of mankind. How do you feel about that? Or, what's going on with you now? Like, what am I supposed to say to him? So it was weird. So I didn't talk to him. I got him on video a little bit. And so you'll see that in my video on Wednesday morning, if you choose to watch that, which I hope you do. But Tommy Wiseau, but seeing Keith David had a panel there. So you'll see a little bit of Keith David being interviewed in my video. And Keith David it's funny because he was advertised as being at Season Screamings, which we saw him at Season Screamings. I don't know if he just did one day at one day at the other, or if on Sunday he went to both conventions. I don't know. But Keith David I saw him 2 days in a row. So that was kind of funny. But it was cool, and it was another thing that was really different between San Diego Comic-Con and LA Comic-Con is that the panels were all out in this kind of like big theater thing that was in the main hall, where if you go to San Diego Comic-Con and you want into these panels, you got to get into these rooms. The major panels have these gigantic rooms where the hundreds or 1,000 people, whatever, go in. Not here at LA Comic-Con. It's just as far back as you can see people standing and watching these panels. And now some panels more popular than others, but that was kind of interesting too. And it would have been nice to have some other panels to go in and sit down and watch, but it was like, unless you were a VIP member at LA Comic-Con, you had to stand up the whole time. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's a different type of convention. And labeling it, advertising it as Comic-Con kind of misled me a bit. I'm not saying that's ill-intended or anything on their part, but I expected, we're talking Los Angeles, second biggest city in the country, LA Comic-Con. We're expecting huge, and it was big, and the floor was big. There was a lot of unused space though. And they were not on the level with like San Diego Comic-Con, with having all the different Star Wars costumes and stuff lined up like that. There was like a Boba Fett cosplayer walking around, which was cool. He looked great, but nothing like what they had at San Diego Comic-Con. So it was a little different. And I was kind of taken back a little bit on it. I'm not mad at it or anything, but I just, when you don't know how something's going to be until you get there, and then you experience it, it wasn't quite what I had anticipated. Brian Shaw says Underdog rocked. Yes, it did. Very cool. I'm glad somebody else remembers the Underdog cartoon there. Apparently, I forgot to turn off my Amazon Dot over there, so every time somebody comes into the house tonight, we're gonna be listening to that. But I'm gonna mute my phone here, so at least we're not hearing that stuff. So sorry about that. And Wonder Twins, good call there. Yeah, anything, from that original. What was it called? The show, the where they had like the Hall of Justice and the Legion of Doom and all that. And now the dogs are going crazy too. I apologize for all the background noise. I don't know what the hell is going on out there right now, but it kind of sucks. Like, of all days for this craziness to be going on right now is what you loved Underdog and Sweet Polly Purebred. Huh, Chester, I don't Sweet Polly. Was Sweet Polly Purebred, was that the girl dog in Underdog? I don't remember that. I'm drawing a blank on that name. Thundar the Barbarian 100. Thank you. Yes, thank you. He's always there. Oh, talking about oh hi Mark, talking about him. Sorry. This out here is driving me nuts right now. I might have to go yell at them in a second. Tommy Wiseau is cool. Hey, great movie. And okay, I shouldn't say great movie, but awkwardly bad, funny movie that I think most of us have seen because of. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm about to go kill some people out here. You also loved Land of the Lost and HR Puff and stuff. No, Chester, that, you see, now you're speaking my language here. Yeah, the original Land of the Lost, not like the newer movie, but the old school back in the day Land of the Lost. Remember that? Remember the beginning of that? The theme song would come on, Land of the Lost. Like, man, amazing. Yeah, HR Puff and stuff. Yeah, some good stuff way back then. And it doesn't mean it's any better or any worse than the newer stuff. It's just different generation. I'd like to see Neil Breen and Tommy Wiseau do a film together. Dominic, I'm not sure who Neil Breen is, just to be completely honest. Tiki remembers Underdog and Kimba. Yep. We're all from a lot of us are from that generation where we'll remember a lot of that stuff and know a lot more about that than we would whatever these anime shows are. And that's when I sat like walking around LA Comic-Con looking at these things, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Is it a toy? Is it a game? Is it a TV show? Is it a comic book? I don't even know what this is. They're having these booths, and it's like you could buy artwork from it, but what the hell is this artwork? I don't even know. And so it was just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here as I was walking around. So it was a little weird. I was a little out of my element, that's for sure. Speaking of bad movies, have you seen Troll 2? Just watched a documentary about it not long ago about how it became a cult classic. No, I have not, Kevin. But yeah, Troll 2, Troll movies. Yeah. Definitely not exactly masterpieces. Huh? No way. Oh man. Yeah, here this is what's in the name? What's up? How you doing? Just announced Kirstie Alley died. Yeah, and Brian says the same thing. What? Man. Kirstie Alley dies at 71 after a cancer battle, family announces. Wow, that sucks. Kirstie Alley has died after battling cancer, family announced. 71 years old. I'm not seeing that's ABC News. That's all they really have on it. Let's see. Is there any announcements or anything that So maybe this is a message from her kids or her family here. Hang on just a second here. So from Kirstie Alley's Twitter account, to all our friends far and wide around the world, we are sad to inform you that our incredible, fierce, and loving mother has passed away after a battle with cancer, only recently discovered. And that sucks when you find out you've got cancer and it's too late to really do anything about it. That really sucks. That really really sucks. And I've known too many people in my life that have experienced that, and that's so horrible. She was surrounded by her closest family and fought with great strength, leaving us with a certainty of her never-ending joy of living and whatever adventures lie ahead. As iconic as she was on screen, she was an even more amazing mother and grandmother. We are grateful to the incredible team of doctors and nurses at the Moffitt Cancer Center for their care. Our mother's zest and passion for life, her children, grandchildren, and her many animals, not to mention her eternal joy of creating, were unparalleled and leave us inspired to live life to the fullest, just as she did. We thank you for your love and prayers and ask that you respect our privacy at this difficult time. With love and always, True and Lily Parker, her kids. Wow, that's sad news. That is a bummer. Kirstie Alley, and I mean, we know she's done a bunch of different things. But first and foremost, I think most of us would remember her from Cheers. Maybe not for other people, but definitely from Cheers. Hang on just a second. Uh, um, give me just I have to handle this. Give me just a second. I'll be right back, everybody. Sorry, had to yell at somebody. I was I was done listening to that noise going on back there. And my daughter, she's young and she is a very fun and happy spirited girl, but she can be loud. So I had to deal with that. So my apologies. But that's very sad news. Losing Kirstie Alley, right here, finding out right here at the beginning of the show. And yeah, this was just posted at 5 p.m. So I mean, this is just went public right now. So wow, what a bummer, what a shock, you know. And boy, the celebrity deaths, they just keep coming this year, don't they? They just keep coming, and it's very sad and kind of takes you back, like what we were going to talk about and everything. Um, it really really kind of knocks you off course. And yeah, and yes, and yesterday we lost Bob from Sesame Street. No, and you are correct about that. I did see that. And it's sad anytime you lose anybody. And Sesame Street was one of those shows that I did not grow up with. It was on. I didn't grow up with it. No real sentimental attachment to it. I couldn't tell you who Bob is. But obviously, millions and millions of Americans knew and grew up with Sesame Street. And maybe not just Americans. I'm not sure how far around the world its reach spanned, but definitely, sad news. But that show has been on for so long. Um, you know, Things like that are going to happen. And like with Cheers, we lost the old man, during when it was still being filmed. Um and forgive me for forgetting his name, but things like that happen as the cast gets older. But it doesn't make it any less sad or of a bummer. And your thoughts are definitely hoping that their family's able to deal with the grief of the loss, and then able to resume their lives at some point and move on, and that it's not too consuming for them. But it's just, wow, very sad, very bummer to find out right now, Kirstie Alley. And Fluffy, I wonder if Fluffy knows. Um, He's out working right now. Hey, did you hear Kirstie Alley just died? Just sent Fluff a message. Fluff absolutely loves Cheers as well. And I remember there was a while where I remember at night you would watch Cheers, and right after Cheers, Night Court would come on. Absolutely love those two shows. And, we've lost cast members from both of those shows, but just absolutely phenomenal sitcoms. That was a great era in television. And Kirstie Alley was such a huge part of that. And obviously, she came onto the show later, kind of when Shelley Long left. But then she was there for a long, long time and was a huge part of that show. And very funny actress, very talented actress. And gosh, yeah, we'll have to go through and kind of look, at some of the other projects and things, because I'm just like, the news is like, wow, catch you off guard. We'll have to look into some of the other stuff, that she's been involved with tonight, and talk about her a little bit more. But yeah, we'll try and get back on track here a little bit and talk about a few of these things, but we'll definitely have to swing back to talking about Kirstie Alley some more. That is for sure. Oh man, just one of my all-time favorite sitcoms, Cheers. And at the beginning with Shelley Long, toward the last half of its run with Kirstie Alley there. Just phenomenal actress. Very sad day, very sad time to find out of Kirstie Alley passing away. And I wish I would have known before. I would have changed the thumbnail, to honor her. I'll have to do that maybe afterwards or something. But very sad. But Nocturnal says it's never supposed to be like San Diego Comic-Con. It used to be called Stan Lee's Kamikaze. Lee wanted a smaller version of SDCC. And Nocturnal, and I get that. But with that being said, shouldn't there be a heavy Marvel presence there? And there was nothing. There was one small booth that was dedicated to Stan Lee's 100th birthday. But like there was all I saw in there was like anime or anime related comics, like these indie comics. There was nothing that would make me go, this feels like Stan Lee's Comic-Con. There was nothing there that would make me feel like that. And so maybe it's just gotten so far off track. And I didn't know that, Web Movie One had told me, well, it was originally Stan Lee's Kamikaze, and so I understand that. But with that being said, though, you would think it would feel like there would be like a Marvel presence. There would be, something to feel like Stan Lee's fingerprints were on it. And there was nothing. There was nothing. I felt like I was at like Anime Con or something like that. It really was weird. So much of the cosplayers were anime, were Minecraft, were video games, the newer stuff. And that's all great. And I love that those folks have a convention. I was just out of my element. That's for sure. You just threw out because your dog farted. Nice. No, dog farts can be the absolute worst. They very, very can. Very, very, very. That was weird the way I said that, but you get the point. You're American. When you go into a bathroom, you come out, but what are you doing while you're in the bathroom? European. Exactly, James Hub. Exactly. Yes. Fuck cancer. That is 100% sure. Yes. No. It sucks, and it's something we're dealing with, and hopefully one day these doctors and pharmaceutical companies and something can figure out a way to really stop it. And if there is, because you never know with the conspiracy theories and stuff like that's out there, you never know if there really is a cure, but the powers that be are holding it down, because then they would lose all their money because they wouldn't keep people. If you're sick, you have to keep getting more and more medicine, like diabetes. If you have to keep being on this medicine all the time, these pharmaceutical companies are getting rich off of you. if they could give you something to stop that, and then they wouldn't have to keep feeding you medicine, they would go out of business. So if that's the case, and this is really like, oh, they could cure cancer, they could cure diabetes, and they're letting people suffer and die, then there will be a special place in hell for all those people, a very special place. So hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, cancer really does suck. And I have a couple close friends that have battled cancer, bounced back, and have been living cancer free for a while, but it still impacts their life through scars and having to constantly go to the doctor and keep getting checked. But and the time and that it took away from their life of being ill and all that, it sucks. Whether you beat it or not, it sucks. Remember her from Look Who's Talking. That's right. Yeah, Look Who's Talking. Yeah, that was great. That's such a funny movie. While she was younger than your mother, rest in peace, Kirstie Alley. Your greatest memory was her in Seinfeld episode. Oh, I didn't even realize she ever did a Seinfeld episode. I love Seinfeld. They're funny, but it's never one of those shows. It's never been one of those shows to me that I've like watched every single episode. It's just, it's on, it's funny, I'll watch it. But it's never been one that I've like gone through and watched every single one. I did not know she was in a Seinfeld episode. That is very cool. Your friend is out lifting. Yes, he is. I'm sure he is out lifting. Wasn't a big Sesame Street watcher either. Watched a local show, sorts of like Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, no, I remember Captain Kangaroo. And do you remember the show with like was it called The Great Space Coaster, or was that one of the segments in it? But do you remember the show The Great Space Coaster? Like that was another one from a kid, being a kid watching. You're the worst is pediatric cancer. No. You're 100% correct. Seeing kids battle cancer that haven't even got to live life or experience life yet, it does suck. Mel's in the house. What's up, Mel? How you doing? Man, we were having so much fun talking about the conventions from this past weekend, hanging out with Master Chaos and all the other homies. And then we got the bad news that Kirstie Alley passed away. Gosh, that's horrible. Horrible. Such a bummer. Kirstie and John Larroquette did a movie called Madhouse. No, I don't remember that one, Rock and Roger, but man, those two, so funny. I'll have to look that up. Madhouse. Interesting. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna have to check that out. But man, just such a bummer. It really like threw me off here of all these things that we were going to talk about and stuff. Your wife had cancer. Bummer. Sorry to hear that, One Real Nerd. And you definitely, you get cancer, odds are you're dealing with chemo. It's funny. I'm almost 2.5 months out of surgery, and doctor called and asked if I needed more oxy. Oof. Yeah, no, they definitely like to give you the drugs to keep you going. Yeah. Oops, sorry. I'm not sure what the sorry was for, Kevin, but I'm sure it's all good. Mel is in the house. That is correct. Being Chili. Very cool to see Mel drop by and hang out with us for a little bit. Always love hanging out with her and chatting. And man, it seems like, gosh, I mean, we're only 9 days away from the next Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel episode. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to be going on a voyage on Mel's channel. She's going to be the one hosting at the end of the month on the 28th. So we are cranking them out, watching some horrible movies, and leaning on each other for support to get through these bad movies here. Summer school with Kirstie Alley. Okay, very cool. Your wife's cancer free now. That's cool. Glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. God bless all cancer victims. You are absolutely correct. Yes. These will be OGP's picks, so maybe he can fill us in. Oh yeah. Talking about Voyage to the Next. So yes. Okay. So if you want to be a part and understand what we're talking about, these are probably going to be the easiest movies to get through of this season so far, and I'm definitely losing this season. There's no question about that, because the stuff that Tony picked for us was so bad, and Bullet did a good job of picking some horrible movies. So I think I'm losing this. I'm not really holding out hope to win this round at all. And it's amazing to me because I think like, no, I know the worst movies on the planet. And then everybody else in the group comes up with these doozies as well. So, but that's all right. No holds barred for my next round. I'm going to lay it out there. And there's been some stuff that I've been holding back on for different reasons, but nope, I'm going to put it out there and I will make them suffer through it. So that's what we do to each other. We torture each other and then we get together and we laugh about it. So it's such a fun group to be a part of. It's hard. And when you're watching the movies, you're like, screw these people, wouldn't making me watch this crap. But then we get together and we all have a blast and love each other. And it's so much fun. But the Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel, if I could say that right, next Wednesday, right here on my channel, we are going to be watching or talking about Megiddo, the Omega Code 2. So I guess it's the sequel. And apparently you don't need to see the first one for the second one to make sense. So Megiddo, Megiddo, the Omega Code. These are available on Tubi. And then we're going to watch a movie called Criticized, which is also on Tubi. And the theme was they had to have an actor or actress that was in the show Dawson's Creek. So don't ask me how I came up with that. I was just like, you know what? I was looking for bad movies and I saw one that I almost picked called Final Draft. Fluffy and I watched a while back, or I don't remember if we even finished it. But Final Draft, 2007 movie with James Van Der Beek. And I was like, this is hysterical. Let's see if there's anybody else from Dawson's Creek cast that's been in bad movies as well. Because Final Draft was horrible. Not as bad as the Korean from Seoul or some of this other stuff that we've watched, but it was bad. And so I thought, you know what, we'll come up with a couple titles from those folks and see if we can come up with something really bad. And I have yet to watch them, so I don't know. So Criticized and Megiddo, the Omega Code 2, we'll be talking about right here next Wednesday. Should be a lot of fun. And if you want to know what we're talking about, go check those movies out between now and then. And you'll be able to understand what we're chatting about. Sweet Polly Purebred was Underdog's girlfriend. Okay, thank you. And I remember the girlfriend. The name, that is Chester. That is an amazing memory you have there, unless you Googled that, but that's great. That is great. Had a comment blocked. Oh, you had a comment blocked? Oh, if it gets blocked, it wasn't me. Maybe one of the other moderators blocked something said, but Kevin, you've never said anything that would make me block you, but there are key words that will get blocked. Anything racist, anything, that's offensive, like really, really offensive. Like the F word is not blocked. You can say ass or shit, things like that. But there are certain words that are blocked, and I think, and that's my choosing, but there's also, I think, in the algorithms, there's something that if you put certain words together and YouTube feels like they might be offensive, I think YouTube puts a block on them or whatever. But I didn't see anything, Kevin. And usually it will put it up unless it just kicks it back at you. It will put it up and then ask me if I want to approve it or not. But I didn't see anything like that. And so let's see here. Rock and Roger asked Mel if she listened to Boys Brigade Melody song yet. So Rock and Roger being funny. Melody, I think that where you're going with that. Kirstie was never on Seinfeld, was in an episode of Wings though. Okay, and man, Wings was another great show. Loved Wings. Blackbeard, what's up? Yes, Blackbeard. We heard that, and it's very sad. We were talking about that, and it just really caught us off guard here. Has kind of thrown a wrinkle into the show here. Larry Tate, what's going on, Larry? And we are still going to talk about some things to look forward to this week, but seems hard to jump from one subject and when you're talking about losing somebody as iconic as Kirstie Alley, to jump into some of this other, like, fun stuff. Very, very tough transition right there. Got a big heart, don't want to make his friend suffer. No, just, trying to, here, we like to be positive. We like to have fun, enjoy things. And, that's what the channel's all about. But, if you're talking about Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel, believe me, I thought when I picked this subject, this theme of they had to be in a movie, or they had to be an actor from Dawson's Creek and then one of their bad movies. Oh, I wasn't really trying to hold back. I was trying to punish these other cast members for the crap that they've made me watch. And that goes for Mel too. Mel made us watch something of the Sharks of the Corn or something. It was hard to get through. It was hard to get through. It is a love-hate relationship on the voyage. It really is, Mel. No, it really is. Let's see here. And Rock and Roger, I think you're responding to Mel there. Just popped in your head. It's some crazy stuff that you remember. No, right? It really is. It really is very, very crazy, the different things that we remember and the little tidbits from our childhood that we remember. It's really weird how it works like that. Blast Zone Mike's in the house. What's up, Blast Zone Mike? How you doing? Let's see here. Juno. What's up, Juno? Sadly, we lost Kirstie Alley. Saw First Look Who's Talking yesterday. You saw First Look Who's Talking yesterday, and she passed away, which really made you feel sad. She'll be missed. No, she really will. And it's, MC, it's all good, man. Don't sweat it, brother. Don't sweat it, man. Dude, if you can jump in, cool. If not, it's all good. You never need to feel bad. Don't even worry about it. Must have been algorithm. It's all good. Okay, cool. But yeah, no, she'll definitely be missed, but in thinking about that, it's been a while since I'd seen her in anything, but they said this cancer with her just recently was found out. She wasn't like, I guess she didn't know for that long. She just, had just got cancer. So, just a bummer, and, but at least when she passed, she was with her family. That's huge that they got to say goodbye to her, hopefully. And that, she got to be surrounded by loved ones. Such a bummer, though. Such a bummer. Kirstie Alley was on an episode of Seinfeld. Elaine Bennis worked for Kirstie Alley. Oh, you know what? And that seems to ring a bell. I seem to remember that now, that Elaine, that had Kirstie Alley as a boss, right? I seem to remember that. Oh, Blood. No, I thought it was like, what's up, gangster? What's up, Blood? No, I get it. MC. No worries, man. Yeah, definitely. Yes, start feeling better. Just relax. Don't need to be pushing it if you're not feeling well. Get that head feeling better, because you've got a couple really crappy movies you'll have to watch between now and next Wednesday that will probably give you another headache. So love your content. Keep pushing, brother. Stolman79. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Appreciate the kind words always. Really, really do. And that's, what, sometimes I get off the rails a little bit, but definitely love to keep the the positivity and talking and hanging out and just talking about things that we all kind of enjoy. Just love to keep it positive like that. For some reason you thought Kirstie Alley was younger. Even 71 is too young. You're 100% right. 71 at this day and age is too young to die. It is too young. And I think, we think of Kirstie Alley and thinking of her as being 71 years old. It's kind of hard to fathom that. But, I mean, hey, when Cheers started in the 80s, right? So you think, I mean, I would imagine she was probably, around 40 or so when she was on Cheers. But I don't know exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up her IMDb. I think we ought to do that for a minute. I think we ought to just kind of scroll through her IMDb and talk about some of the things that she was involved with. Oh man, And how did I forget this? I just saw one of the first things that popped up. Kirstie Alley in The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek. Man, yes, remember her in Star Trek? Oh man. Yeah, that was so good. So good. One of the like one of the best, if not the best Star Trek movie ever. The Wrath of Khan. So good. Wicked Network, what's going on? Wicked Network, how you doing tonight? Hopefully well. We learned of the passing of Kirstie Alley moments after the show started tonight, and so we're kind of paying a little homage to her and just talking about her a bit here. Just so sad, catching us off guard, and wow, everybody's getting everything updated real quick. Even IMDb has it updated that she's passed, and so let me go ahead and see if I can share the screen so we can look at this together. Boop, there we go. And let's see here. Yeah, Kirstie Alley, 1951 to 2022. And it says Kirstie Louise Alley is an American actress. They need to update that to was. Her breakout role was as Rebecca Howe in the NBC sitcom Cheers. Yes. So that was her breakout. Okay. 1987 to 93. And now I don't know if that's the run of Cheers or that's the year she was on. But it feels like she was probably on like 6 seasons. So maybe Cheers started before then. Receiving an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe in 91 for her role. Very cool. I did not know that. From 97 to 2000, she starred in the sitcom Veronica's Closet. Okay. Earning additional Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. Very cool. So yeah, look at this. Like there's the Star Trek picture, and that's obviously from Cheers. And and this must be from that movie you were talking about in Madhouse. Kirstie Alley and John Larroquette. Yeah, very cool. Oh, and Bradley Gregg. Gosh, yeah, I don't think I've seen that. I'm gonna have to go check that out. So let's see. Let's go. Oh, upcoming. She has something upcoming. Grandma and L'Impressionist. L'Impressionist. It's a short film in post-production. Let's see if there's anything about that. Tabitha Brownstone, Kirstie Alley, Charles Emmett. And okay, I'm not really sure. It doesn't have much as a plot or anything of that nature. But it looks like at some point down the road, there'll be something else that we'll get to see with her in it. And let's see here. Let's go back down. Let's see all of her acting gigs. Go back down here. Quark, Handmaiden, a TV series. So 82, yeah. So Savick, yeah, and the Wrath of Khan. She played a Vulcan. Very cool. And she was the episode of The Love Boat. That's cool. And Champions, Blind Date, Sins of the Past, Runaway, Masquerade, A Bunny's Tale. Yeah, it's looking like she was in the Hitchhiker TV show. What? Okay, I don't remember her in that. In Summer School, yes. She's having a baby. No, that says uncredited. And then Look Who's Talking. And Madhouse, Sibling Rivalry, Look Who's Talking 2, Flesh and Blood. So I don't know that Cheers, it was really, really her breakout, because she was obviously been in a lot of things before she was on Cheers. And then, yeah, in Wings, she was just in the one episode. Cheers. So she was in 148 episodes of Cheers. Let's see. And her first was in 1987. So, okay. So she was in season 6 through 11. So 87 through 1993, she was in Cheers. Wow. Very cool. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. In Village of the Damned. I remember her in that. And let's see here. Some of the other stuff. Yeah, Veronica's Closet. Oh yeah, Dharma and Greg. Oh, she was in one episode of that. I remember that show. Oh, yeah, and the Salem Witch Trials. Remember her in the Salem Witch Trials movie? I remember that. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, and the King of Queens. I don't remember. I didn't know she did an episode of that. But let's see. I'm not seeing Seinfeld on the list, but I seem to remember her being in. I seem to remember her being Elaine's boss in Seinfeld. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, Rock and Roger, Madhouse is on Tubi. Oh, nice. Well, very cool. Maybe when we're done tonight, I'm gonna have to go check that out. But such a bummer. It even makes me want to go watch Cheers episodes. It's such a good show. Such a great, well written, fun show. But yeah, so sad. Yeah, no, yeah, big ups to Rock and Roger for putting that out there. And yeah, Madhouse. Yeah, we kind of talked about that a few minutes ago. Network. Somebody else had mentioned it. Summer School and Loverboy, great 80s movies. Yeah, totally. So yeah, such a bummer. And I should mention, before we get, we've already been going an hour here, and that really Kirstie passing away really kind of threw a wrench into the plans for tonight. Let's talk about. But, I do want to mention, as we talk about typically things going on in theaters and physical media releases, this week we have a film I think that a lot of us have been kind of anticipating to see Brendan Fraser in The Whale coming out this week. And it's about, I guess he's a school teacher who's kind of a recluse, and he's trying to reconnect with his estranged daughter, I believe. That one might be kind of a tearjerker type film. I'm not sure, but it's, I think, been very highly anticipated. Brendan Fraser is one of those guys in Hollywood that is very loved, and not much bad to say about him at all, if anything. So hopefully that movie does really well, and I'm sure Brendan Fraser did a phenomenal job in it. But then also Father Stew Reborn, Mark Wahlberg sequel to Father Stew is coming out. And then a Christmas movie, Christmas horror, Christmas Bloody Christmas, which is about a murderous animatronic Santa. And I guess this animatronic Santa goes on some type of killing spree. Looks kind of hokey, but it looks fun. And if you're into Christmas horror movies, this looks like it might be a good watch. I didn't really look to see if if it's going to be theatrical or if it's going to be on TV or whatever. With the conventions both this week, it was very time consuming, and trying to get all the research I normally do done, I just didn't have time for. But I did watch the trailer for Christmas Bloody Christmas, and if the movie we got last week here, which I do have a picture for this still, boom, boom, boom. If Violent Night left you feeling like you want more Christmas horror or gory Christmas movies, I think a Christmas Bloody Christmas might scratch that itch a little bit. So Christmas Bloody Christmas. I'm going to pull that one up on IMDb here and see a little bit more about it. Christmas Bloody Christmas. In the trailer, I didn't really recognize anybody as being like a super famous actor or anything. But it says Christmas Eve. It is Christmas Eve, and Tori just wants to get drunk and party. But when a robotic Santa Claus at a nearby toy store goes haywire and begins a rampant killing spree through her small town, she's forced into a battle for survival. And let's see. It says Showtime's coming soon, released December 9. So maybe it's just in theaters this week. So many movies we get now. Even Halloween Ends. We got it in theaters, but we also got it streaming. And that's when you see this kind of off the wall movie like this. you think, well, maybe that's going to be streaming and theatrical release, but it looks like it might just be a theatrical release. I'm not seeing anywhere to stream it right now. But it is directed by Joe Begos. Is that Begos or Begos? I think it's Joe Begos, who also did VFW, which was a phenomenal movie. Bliss. Bliss is amazing. Bliss is a great movie. And he did The Mind's Eye. And Almost Human, he was a producer on. Let's see, he directed, VFW, Bliss, The Mind's Eye, Almost Human. So a great director, and maybe that'll be a great movie. We shall see. But let me get back here and I'll try and pull it up. I can't play the trailer because of copyright stuff, but I can show you that Christmas, Bloody Christmas, and it will be starring Riley Dandy, Sam Delich, and Jonah Ray. Riley Dandy, that's an awesome name. I love that name, Riley Dandy. That's cool. I wonder if that's her real name or if that's her Hollywood name, but that's cool. So that's coming out this week. And then also I Am DB Cooper. And if you're a nerd like I am, you might I love watching the shows about the plausibility of DB Cooper. And the story was, this is a guy who robbed a bank and got on an airplane and jumped out and parachuted. And did he rob the airline? He robbed somebody. He had a lot of money. And he parachuted out of this airplane into the wilderness somewhere in northern Oregon or southern Washington, and he was never heard of again. And this happened, I think, in the 70s, and they could never find him. And so there's speculation that he died parachuting out. There's speculation that he got away. Some people have said they found some of the money that he stole. But who really knows? And so a movie about DB Cooper seems very interesting to me. That's something that I will be looking forward to checking out. But I'm DB Cooper, and that stars Rainey Blake, Trevor Butcher, Joshua Chesson Uden, and tells the story of hijacker DB Cooper, who remains one of the great PNW mysteries. That's Pacific Northwest mysteries. Okay. And so Rainey Blake plays Rita Coolidge. Ryan Corey plays DB Cooper. So that should be a fun watch. And that says releases December 9th, but I'm not seeing where yet. IMDb doesn't have like a where to watch it. Usually IMDb will tell you where you can watch stuff, but I don't see it on there right now. But so between The Whale, Father Stew, Christmas, Bloody Christmas, and IMDb Cooper, there is some fun stuff coming out. But also, if you have not seen Christmas Story Christmas, the new one, I recommend that. If you have not seen Wednesday, you need to watch that. And if you're not caught up on Andor, I recommend that. There's so much out there to watch right now. Violent Night. I still need to see Violent Night. I still need to see Emancipation, the new Will Smith movie. I haven't got, because of the busy weekend with the conventions and stuff, I just haven't got a chance to check those out yet, which hopefully I will and be able to talk about them either later this week in a live stream or next week. But I cannot wait. I've heard nothing but good things about Violent Night. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And let's see here. Yeah, Fluffy Gamer says that's really sad to hear about Kirstie Alley. It is. It is very, very sad news. Have you seen Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines? I just watched it last night for the very first time. Cool. Yeah, no, I think I've seen all the Terminator movies at one point or another. Terminator 3, not quite as good as in that franchise. I think T2 is the best, then the original Terminator, then everything after that kind of starts to blend together. I kind of feel like, what am I doing here? Lost where I'm going. Here we go. Brendan Fraser, best performance for you is The Mummy. Yeah, The Mummy, the Mummy movie was great. I haven't seen all the Mummy movies, but the first one was great. Wicked Edward says, what's up, Fluffy Gamer? Question: has everyone seen the trailer for Cocaine? What the hell? Ray Liotta. For Are you talking for Cocaine Bear? Yeah, for Cocaine Bear. That does look nuts. Ray Lotta? Is it Ray Lotta or I have seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear. Don't know anything about actors or cast or crew or anything. I don't know. Is Ray Lotta or was that Ray Liotta or Ray Lotta? I've never heard of him. Was Ray Liotta and Cocaine Bear? Oh yeah, Ray Liotta is in Cocaine Bear. No way, I did not know that. Well, that's cool. I love the fact that we get something from him, even though he's passed away already. Wow. Did David Harbour have to grow a real beard for Violent? Antonis, I do not know. That's a very good question. Violent Night was mad funny. Nice, very cool. Yep, Cocaine Bear. Gotcha. I did. The Wiki Network looks like it could be a fun ride. Cocaine Bear looks so out there and nuts that I think it will be fun. The mother from Violent Night is the mother from National Lampoon movies. Nice, very cool. Robbed the airline, hijacked a plane, jumped, and some of the cash was found by a river in Oregon. Right? Okay, being Chili, and being Chili would know. Living up that way, you would know. And so, yeah, I had heard, and I think it was on like the Columbia River that some of the money had washed up, or supposedly washed up, if it was that money. But yeah, I've heard those. I love watching the documentaries on it and the people like investigating, and it's one of those now where it's almost become so mythical. It's like falls into the category of the people out there hunting for like Sasquatch or Sam Squanch, if you prefer. But it's definitely fun. But the more and more time goes on, the less odds that anybody will ever figure out anything about him, because there's a lot of people that have said, and this many years later, that he probably would have passed away already. So if that's the case, and I remember seeing one documentary where they thought they found like a cabin that he lived in or a house that he was living in under an alias, based on a true story. I've heard that. Yes, very crazy, right? If anyone has Shudder, check out a film called Bloody Hell. Pretty good. Nice, Tiki. That's cool. I'm making a note right now. I'm wondering. So, my brother had sent me a link to like a list of somebody's top 10 list of Christmas movies to watch. And let's see. And let's check it out. Let's check out the list. So one of them is Silent Night, Deadly Night, of course. And then Eyes Wide Shut, which is kind of a weird one. That's one of those like, okay, takes place around Christmas time, but is it really a Christmas movie? It's kind of like like Die Hard is to Christmas a little bit. But then Better Watch Out. Okay. Black Christmas, 1974. Krampus, of course. Sorry, I'm going as fast as this page will reload here. Rare Exports, which I've been mentioning to you all. Rare Exports is phenomenal. I love pulling this out and showing it. This is just Rare Exports. If you have not seen this, highly recommend Rare Exports. Not a kid's movie, but Rare Exports, even though it has a kid on it. Let's see here. And then we got Brazil, 1985. I've never seen Brazil. Has anybody, sorry, making my notes, can't talk right because I'm just not talented. But has anybody seen Brazil, the 1985 movie? I haven't seen that or heard of it before. And then Silent Night, the 2021 movie, and Dead End. And Dead End is another one that says 2003. I don't know that I've ever seen that and knew of it being a Christmas movie. And then Gremlins, of course. And then they give honorable mention to Anna and the Apocalypse. And Anna and the Apocalypse is phenomenal. It's such a good movie. If you've not seen that, Anna and the Apocalypse is definitely a must watch. But Bloody Hell Tiki says bloody hell. And I don't remember. Let's see. Have I seen bloody hell? A man with a mysterious past flees the country to escape his own personal hell, only to arrive somewhere much worse. Okay, one hell of a fairy tale. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that, Tiki, and that's cool. I'll definitely have to check that out. And I have been meaning to sign up for Shudder again. It's just something that I've been so busy watching other movies and stuff that I just haven't gotten around to it. But that's cool. That is cool. I'll definitely check that out. Sam Squanch, decent. Yeah, gotta love the Sam Squanch. Check out that war documentary on Shudder as well. Nice. Okay, cool. Very cool, Stolman. I will definitely do that. But let's talk a little bit about physical media coming out this week, because there's some interesting stuff. And Pulp Fiction, of course, a 1994 Quentin Tarantino movie, getting a 4K release. And there's different variants here and there. I'm not sure exactly of which. And as I had said a few minutes ago, busy weekend, so I didn't get to do all the homework and like make my little pictures to go up here and all that stuff today. But Pulp Fiction coming out on 4K. 1974 Black Christmas, as I just mentioned, coming out on 4K this week as well. The Shawscope Volume 2 is coming out this week. Adaptation with Nicolas Cage, Meryl Streep from 2002 is getting a 4K release. 48 Hours getting a 4K release, and you can get the 48 Hours by itself, or you can get the 48 Hours and 48 Hours. What is it? Another 48 Hours? The 2-pack. You can get both of them on 4K. Clerks 3 coming out this week. Blu-ray and 4K. Better Call Saul getting a Blu-ray release, the entire series, and Breaking Bad as well, getting the entire series released. And Alienoid. Do I still have it right? Oh, no, it's put away. It's up there. But Alienoid from our good friends at Wellgo USA is coming out today. If you have not seen Alienoid, highly recommend it. Such a phenomenal movie. Definitely got to check that out. Looking forward to Clerks 3. Yes, Chester. And Ip Man 3, IPMAN, Ip Man, coming out on 4K as well. So lots of cool stuff coming out on 4K this week. And I love the fact that, okay, so Pulp Fiction, for most of us, that's an upgrade. But Black Christmas, that's something that like I have on DVD. So I don't mind upgrade. It's one thing to upgrade from DVD to 4K, but to upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray, then to 4K is like, man, how many times do I have to upgrade this thing? But to get it, to go from DVD to 4K, very cool. Looking forward to that. And then movies like Adaptation, I just don't have, or 48 Hours, I don't have. But Clerks 3, very amped about Clerks 3. Do you have Shawscope Volume 1 OGP? Ruben, I do not. And Ruben, I think you commented a minute ago and I missed it. I think you jumped in and said hello or something, Ruben. But hopefully I did not miss your question. And Mike Barrett said the Wrath of Khan. That's what I remember from the sad news. Yes, thank you. And so I know, and I apologize if I have missed your comments tonight. Please forgive me. The news of Kirstie Alley passing definitely threw a wrench into things, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but please forgive me if I missed yours. Please do. But Ruben, I hope you're doing well tonight. And I do not have Shawscope Volume 1. That is from a distributor that I do not receive screeners from, and hopefully one day I will. But for the price of Shawscope, I just wasn't willing to dump that kind of money on that. So I do not. But I'm sure Wet Movie 1, or maybe if not Wet Movie 1, Cinestalker will probably be getting Shawscope in the mail. So definitely look forward to reviews from one of them. And maybe Mel. I wonder if Mel, if you're still here, are you getting Shawscope? I seem to remember. I think Mel has the first Shawscope. My Black Christmas just shipped. Should be here Wednesday. Nice, very cool. Yeah, I am very much looking forward to hearing how Black Christmas looks in 4K. Way up, dude. Here we go. What does one saggy boob say to the other saggy boob? If we don't get some support, people will think we're nuts. Oh, it's funny. I was like, where are we going with this? But eventually they're going to hang so low, they're going to be like nuts, because like your nuts hang a little lower than boobs do typically. Oh, funny stuff. Way up, dude. Very funny stuff. Oh man, that's hilarious. I love it. I love it. But so yeah, plenty of stuff to look forward to in physical. And of course, it's December. It's the holiday time. People are spending money, so you're going to get some good releases. And yeah, Pulp Fiction, Black Christmas, Shawscope, 48 Hours, Clerks 3, lots of good stuff. But you can't forget Alienoid. If you enjoy any type of Asian cinema, Alienoid it's phenomenal. It is a fun ride. I really enjoyed it. So definitely want to check that out. Vinegar Syndrome still has Cyber Monday sale going on. Oh, that's cool. Good to know. Yeah, it's crazy. Wicked Network, like all through November and even at these conventions this weekend, I didn't buy anything. I didn't buy autographs. I didn't buy anything. And if I was tempted, Vinegar has like 2 titles that I'm like, ooh, I would like those, but I'm still kind of FU Vinegar. And even it's funny because even on Master Chaos live stream, when we're going through talking about all the different Black Friday sales. And when we were on Vinegar Syndrome, people were getting confused by the website. People are like, I'm going to order this, but I don't know if it's going to come with the slipcover. That's my problem with Vinegar. If Vinegar Syndrome did a simple thing and made one listing for the movie without the slip and said, this is the standard edition. And if they made another listing for the movie with the slip and said, this is a special edition slip, this is a separate price, and this is a separate thing. If they had those 2 separate listings, it would avoid all confusion. People, people would understand what they were ordering and they wouldn't be mad. But the fact that you can see standard edition on your screen and you can see a picture of the slipcover, how am I supposed to know what standard edition is? It shows it. How the hell am I supposed to know the difference? Unless I know somebody else that has said this is a standard, this is the limited. I don't know. And so I think Vinegar could do a much better job at communicating to the public what they're purchasing. 2 different people, not the same person, 2 different people on Master Chaos show were confused by Vinegar Syndrome's website. And that's not counting me. So I think Vinegar Syndrome, your website sucks. You are maybe being shady with the way you sell, or maybe your website just sucks and you're too lazy to change it. But Vinegar, shame on you. You should change it. So I haven't been shopping from them, even though like Texas Chainsaw 2 would love a copy of that. But just not ready to buy from them yet. So they can suck it for now. But yeah, if anybody is interested in buying from them, hey, more power to you. Dying to get a copy of Garbage Pail Kids on Blu-ray with slipcover, but too expensive. Yeah, and that's, hey, there was stuff like on Severn's website that I'm like, oh man, this looks cool, but damn, Severn stuff is expensive. But all these boutique titles and stuff are getting very expensive. Physical media in general is getting expensive because there's less and less of it. So it's a little disappointing, but it is, as we move into the future, that's what's happening. I just finished Wednesday last night. Thought it was pretty good. A couple of cross-ups as far as who is up to what. Yeah, and so my thing with the show Wednesday, I thought when you watch it right off the bat, and here we go. We'll chat with Wednesday about it right here. We'll chat with her and see what she thinks. She doesn't look too happy with my thoughts yet. Maybe I could say something to change her opinion. You think I can make her happy and smile? They didn't really do it in this show here, but anyways, Wednesday, when you watch it right at the beginning, you're like, wow, this feels like Tim Burton. And then you hear the music and you're like, oh, no way. This is amazing. Gosh, forgive me. Geez, why am I forgetting dude's name? I absolutely suck with names. Maybe I'm just going senile or something. And why did I type in there? All right, dead air. Silence is not golden. Silence is not golden when you are talking in a chat room. A chat room. What the hell is a chat room? Sorry, hang on, guys. Give me just a second here. This is driving me nuts now that I can't think of dudes. Danny Elfman. Geez, what is wrong with me? And I'm sure I probably have like 5 comments by now saying Danny Elfman. But the music from Danny Elfman, the minute you The minute you hear the music, you're like, that sounds like Danny Elfman. So you're like, Tim Burton, look, Danny Elfman sound. And the actress Jenna Ortega is phenomenal. I thought the cast was great. Luis Guzman was fine with me. Some people did not like him as Gomez. Somebody told me that, and maybe last week or something in the stream, somebody said, "Oh, Gomez looks like he did more in the comic book or something." So I'm okay with that. But Luis Guzman is a funny actor. He's a funny dude, and they're not. The show is about Wednesday, so they're just in it, here and there. But I thought he was fine. But the show was great. I liked the story. What they did with Christina Ricci in it was fun. I really liked that. It was a fun show. And after you watch it, I don't want to spoil it, but being a show about Wednesday Addams, I like what they did with Christina Ricci. And and Jenna Ortega was phenomenal. So very cool, very cool. So, but Christina Ricci, her character in the show, she plays like a teacher at a school. So it was just cool. It was cool. Let's see here. Your nuts are hanging outside your shorts. My grandson said, "Papa, what's that?" I said, "Papa's bubble gum." Ooh, Sean, what? Oh, gross. Oh man, I kept you guessing. Yeah, Kevin. It did. I think it did a little bit. Kind of like Barbarian. And somebody was telling me they didn't care for Barbarian. I think Matt was telling me he didn't care for Barbarian. But I loved Barbarian. I thought it was great. And man, that really keeps you guessing. Didn't they used to do it that way? Chester talking about, what are we talking about? Sorry. I'm not sure what that comment was in response to, Chester. I apologize. I got a little behind here. You're right. They showed movies with covers and they don't come with one. Wicked. Yeah, no, it's exactly right. In the pictures, it can say standard, and you're scrolling through the pictures because you want to look at it. You want to see what I'm buying. So you're looking at the pictures of what they have, and it will show a slipcover. And then you click buy it, and it doesn't come with a slipcover, and it's frustrating. Don't like ordering from Vinegar Syndrome either. Seems like a chore. Ruben, yeah, I just, the trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It's frustrating. Did you watch Indiana Jones 5 trailer? Oh, Wednesday was not happy with me. She does not like, so bye Wednesday. I did watch that Indiana Jones 5 trailer, and it looks great. I am excited. Hopefully, this has the feel of the original trilogy and is a lot of fun. But I did watch it. Hopefully, if you haven't seen the new Indy trailer, you should watch it. It's going to get you pumped, and you're going to be very much looking forward to the movie. I am excited. I can't wait to see that movie. Have you seen VHS 99? Was decent. Eric, I have not yet. That is one that is on my list that I do need to see. And I'm making another note of it here because my list I updated and I put most of the movies that I wanted to watch on onto my Letterboxd, to watch list there. And but I'm not sure if I put VHS 99 on there or not, but I'll definitely add it to that list so I get to it at some point. What I mean is, wasn't their website clearer and easier to navigate in the past? Chester, I don't remember. Oh, used to do it that way. So you're talking about Vinegar with that comment. Got you. Okay, I understand now. I don't know. I really don't know. But like I did a rant video a while back, and I showed the difference. You go on, for example, to Best Buy's website, and if you buy if there's a limited edition like Steelbook for Pulp Fiction, whatever their limited edition for Pulp Fiction, it will have one listing, and then just the regular Pulp Fiction 4K will have a separate listing. When the Steelbook or whatever is sold out, it will show, boom, sold out. You cannot buy it. So you're telling me on Vinegar Syndrome that you have a item that's sold out, but it's in the same listing as something that's not sold out? You need to take the damn pictures down, or you need to make it a separate listing and just put sold out. But you can't have an item that's sold out and still show pictures for it under an item that is still for sale. It is not cool. It's not good business. And that is what frustrates me about Vinegar. And Chester, I don't remember. I don't know. Ever since I started looking at Vinegar, it's been that way to my knowledge. Guzman looks more like the comic version, Kevin says. Okay, cool. Yeah, and that's I heard that. I'm not sure. Maybe it was you or somebody else that on the live stream that mentioned that. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly where I heard that. But I thought he was fine. I think he's a funny actor. I've always enjoyed him, and yeah, the show was great. And seeing um, Morticia and Gomez making out, with her being this, elegant, beautiful woman, and him being this creepy, cringy guy. It's funny. It adds some funny, some comedic element to it. And yeah, and Danny, thank you. I was missing that there. But Jessie Torres in the house. What's up, Jessie? How you doing? Just saw a new indie trailer, maybe some Easter egg type stuff from earlier films. Yeah, Kevin, I do feel like some of that stuff was from earlier films, and maybe we're going to get some flashbacks or something. Maybe we're going to get some references to the earlier films. But it was definitely fun. It pumped me up. It got me excited about seeing the new one for sure. Thoughts on Cocaine Bear trailer, Steven? It looks crazy, but it looks like a wild ride. I don't think it's going to be the greatest movie of all time, but I think it's going to be a wild ride. And learning that Ray Liotta's in it has me even more excited about it now. But that is it. Definitely, it's like that new Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I don't think Winnie the Pooh is going to be a good movie at all. I just want to be entertained and have a wild ride for like an hour and a half. And I kind of think Cocaine Bear is going to be that same way a little bit. So we'll see, but I'm looking forward to it. Definitely can't wait to see that movie. Wig Network says, "What's up, Jesse?" Oh, what does your shirt say? So yeah, I'm not wearing the button downs again here, and this says "Barbecue to Die For." Do we know the reference there? Dun, 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 dun. The gas station in Bastrop, Texas. Yep, from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the shirt that I picked up at the gas station at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station. That's what I'm rocking today. And it's actually a barbecue place. You can go there and buy yourself some barbecue. Just like way back in the day. But Eric, do you do any gaming like Xbox, PlayStation? I love gaming, lots of fun. Eric, I don't. Some of the newer games, and that's like at Comic-Con LA this past weekend, there was tons of different. You could sit there and play live gameplay like for free, and they had stations where gamers that do broadcast their gaming could go there and play for free, and so you could stand there and watch them in person do their gaming as it was broadcast out. But I don't do any of the newer gaming. Maybe someday I will, but I just have too much going on in my life to be able to get into that stuff. And for me, I feel like if I'm going to dive into one of these newer gaming platforms or a game or something, I'm going to want to spend a lot of time dedicated to it because people spend hours and hours and hours playing this stuff, and I just don't have the time. So unfortunately, no, I don't. What do you and see? And here's the thing, Eric, if we didn't have to sleep, if we could come up with some drug where we never got tired, I'd probably do some gaming. I'm sure I would. What do you think of the new M. Night coming out? M. Night movie? We're talking M. Night Shyamalan. Is that we're talking about? Has a new movie coming out, or the new? Does M. Night Shyamalan have a new movie coming out? Let's see. Well, he did Old, Glass, Servant with 30 episodes upcoming. Here we go. Knock at the Cabin is in post-production, and Caddo. Knock at the Cabin. Is that what we're talking about? Let's see. While vacationing, a girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse. Interesting. As I'm looking at the trailer here, it does look good. It looks interesting. But M. Night Shyamalan, responsible for some great stuff. So I have not heard about that until you mentioned it right now. How weird, but very cool sounding. 345 Kimball, what's up? Been a while. Hope all is well. Kimball, all is well with me. I hope all is well with you. I hope all is well with everybody who's watching, hanging out with us. I hope all is well with everybody who's not watching, hanging out with us. But yeah, things are going good, and just hanging out, talking movies. Unfortunately, we're talking about the passing of Kirstie Alley tonight. That's so disappointing, to hear and finding out about it right as we come online. So I wasn't able to do any prep work on it or anything because it's just really announced right at 5:00 today. So sad. MB Sox 44. What's up? What's up, man? Red Sox, man. It doesn't sound like Xander is going to be back. Hearing news that they haven't even given him a great offer yet. Like, oh man, Red Sox are going to look mighty different next year. Block that user. Getting more bots. Getting hit up with the bots big time today. Dope shirt. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I remember that video you went there. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Yeah. Saw Jay from Game Chasers video of that place. Probably go broke. So much horror memorabilia. Yes. So, and that's when I went in there, they had music playing and stuff. So I didn't do too much looking around inside the gas station. But I do show a little bit in there, but they do have a lot of horror memorabilia. But inside, I expected and had hoped for a little more in the way of Texas Chainsaw, where when I went in there, it kind of felt like one of the horror stores like in Southern California, or like Nightmare Toys out there in Vegas. Kind of felt like one of those stores where I would have appreciated a little bit more in the way of Texas Chainsaw, even though the stuff they had some cool stuff in there. And so yeah, you could get in trouble very quickly. But this is all I bought there. I was like, man, I need a t-shirt from the gas station here. So very cool. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. He was the bomb in Goodfellas. Yes, Ray Liotta was great. And in Hannibal, loved him in Hannibal too. I stream mainly story games on your channels. A lot of fun. You can interact with the chat while playing. Yeah, no, and I know so many people do that stuff now. OGP, do you see as many new releases in the theater? Do you try to see as many new releases in the theater, or do you now wait? I've cut back, but nothing beats an actual theater, in your opinion. I am with you, Kevin. I love seeing movies in the theater. And when it's something big, like when Top Gun came out, I was like, I am seeing that in the theater. Some movies, I'm like, I am seeing that in the theater. And there's been some that I've wanted to go see in the theater, but I've either been sick or been busy. And, for example, Violent Night, I want to see that. It would be fun to see in the theater. The only reason I haven't was just because there was so much going on this past weekend with the conventions. And I've got a video to edit tonight, and I've got things going on tomorrow. And so I just don't know. You are correct. I love seeing movies in the theater. But sometimes maybe not necessarily even about money, it's just as convenience of actually going out and going to the theater when you can just pop on a movie and you're saving the time of going there, saving the money and saving the time coming home. It is just so much easier to watch at home, but nothing beats sitting in a theater, the smell of popcorn, the gigantic screen, the insane sound. Yeah, you're right. Anyone a fan of the new Transformers Rise of the Beast 2023? Looks great. I thought when the Transformers movie started coming out that I would be a bigger fan, because I love the Transformers cartoon way back in the 80s. But the movies haven't done much for me. They've been okay, but kind of like Godzilla versus King Kong, or whatever that officially was called. The movie was really about a little kid more than it was Godzilla and King Kong. It was basically like, can the little kid survive Godzilla and King Kong? And when the Transformers movies are more about the people, like, okay, you got Marky Mark in there, it's fine. But when the movie's more about him than it is the Transformers, I don't give two shits. If you were a fan of the cartoons back in the day, it was about the Transformers. It was Optimus Prime versus, what was the name? Starscream and, whoever. And, it was about the Transformers. I pardon my Francais here, fucking hate when they take these movies that are about one thing and they're like, oh no, we have to add an element and make little kids want to watch it too, make it, rated for kids. Screw that. Make the damn movie for the fans that are fans of that franchise. You're trying to get new fans in there. Make it for the fans. Give the fans what they want. Make it about the Transformers. And I don't feel like the other Transformers movies, they've been about, the people trying to survive the battle between the Transformers, and it's pissed me off. So I have not really enjoyed that franchise. So I honestly I can't tell you. I don't know Wicked Network if that's something I will really care to check out or not. Hopefully, I'll watch a trailer and we'll see. But at this point, I have no opinion on it. There's trailer for that looks really good. We're talking about Transformers there. 69 Mega is super aggressive with the spamming. And Ruben, when they come across the spamming, I block them as soon as I can. And it's just I do what I can as quick as I can with it, but it's tough. Let's see. I made a video on Nightmare Toys. Nice, very cool. Nightmare Toys is great. Yeah, I love Kirstie. She is a fun person and a great toy store out there. And then the guys there too. The dudes that work there are all cool, man. Really cool guys. Thoughts on Amazon buying Mike Flanagan? Good move or bad? Thoughts on Amazon buying Mike Flanagan? Am I out of the loop on that? Let me see. Let me jog my memory. Just something about that. Something about that is sounding Amazon poach Mike Flanagan from Netflix. Oh, okay. Yes. Got you. I don't know, Jesse. That's a good question. I will just say this: 90% of the stuff that Netflix puts out is shit. It's horror that that circumvents like cancel culture or whatever. They're trying not to be too offensive or whatever, or it's all like it's this cookie cutter formula of making horror movies, and it's not good. Most of their horror movies are not good. Yeah, they've had some good shows and stuff. They've had some good things, but you go through the horror movies on Netflix and it's like sucks. And I had canceled Netflix for a long time because there was nothing I wanted to watch. And I was like, well, okay, Wednesday's coming back, and there was something else. I'll check those out. And I'm about ready to cancel Netflix again because I go on there and I'm like, ain't nothing I want to watch. So, so Mike Flanagan moving over to Amazon, okay, hey, more power to you. If you have a chance, we're not all George Lucas and have one of the greatest franchises of all time that we can sell for billions of dollars. So if you're going to take a step to make more money, to get your life better or whatever, go for it. Do what you can do. So more power to him. But I don't know. In my opinion, Netflix and Amazon, the stuff that comes out on them, both have some good stuff. Both have a lot of shit. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully good stuff comes out of it. Do you sell much on eBay? Woodbine Man, I did. I was selling on eBay, but I got to the point where most of my really good stuff was sold, and I had a lot of common type movies, and they weren't really selling. And if I did sell one, I would only profit like $3 or $4, and it's like, is that worth the packaging and going over to the post office and all that stuff? So I don't sell on eBay right now. I do have an eBay store. I don't have anything up for sale right now. But I'm definitely not like Fluff. I've tried that, going to the stores and looking for stuff to sell. And it just, I don't have the patience to sit there and look for that. And I don't have the need, like Fluffy does it and he helps pay his bills. Like that's kind of like one of his jobs. That's his income. I'd rather go flip burgers and stand and look at movies to try and figure out what you can sell. I do not have the patience for it. And, God bless Fluff and more power to him for doing what he does. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. Ortega, what's going on, bro? And so I saw you were at LA Comic Con this weekend. And man, got some pictures with Charlie Hunnam, got me jealous as hell. But glad you had a blast there. Obviously, you were there Saturday, and man, we were there Sunday. It was like, what are we doing here? Let's see. Found Top Gun Maverick, The Northman, and Broken Arrow for $3 each at a pawn shop. Same shop I got Halo Season 1 Blu-ray for $5. Nice. And hey, there are some pawn shops you can get some good deals on movies. Yep, there's some good stuff out there at the pawn shops. But it's surprising. Top Gun Maverick already, and I mean, Northman's been out for a little while. Broken Arrow, okay, but Top Gun Maverick just came out. It's already at a pawn shop. That's nuts. Maybe the pawn shop owner bought it and put it out for them themselves. Kirstie Alley was so talented and beautiful. Loved her in summer school. Yeah, she was in a lot of stuff, and yeah, was very, very talented. Yep. Yeah, it's very, very sad news. Doesn't look good for Red Sox. Hope they re-sign Bogarts. I know, man. You know, Bogarts, got to get Bogarts back. JD Martinez is gone. Just, you know, forget about it. But man, you like, dude, you gotta get Bogarts back. You're gonna lose. The fans are gonna give up on the team. They've been having trouble getting fans in the seats, anyways. Last couple of years, even though I mean, you missed playoffs this year. Yeah, they were in it. They were in it until like September, but they missed the playoffs. But the year before, you were in the playoffs, almost made the World Series. But you know, they got to do something. They got to do something. They got to get some talented players in there. That's why Bumblebee Flick is the best Transformers movie, and it was Megatron. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. That's right. Megatron was it was like the leader of the bad guys. Is it Decepticons? Autobots? Is that it? Decepticons and Autobots? I'm trying to blank. All new cast and watch the trailer. Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out. I definitely will. I just watched Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. I didn't like it, Eric, and that is why I have not watched it yet, because I have heard a lot of people saying they didn't care for it. Very surprising with that cast. Very surprising. Now, I know some people have enjoyed it, but I've heard a lot of people not enjoy it. I heard the new Transformers expands Transformers themselves. I seen a picture of a Gorilla Transformer. Looks damn cool. Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. And I hope it does. I hope it gets more about the Transformers. Amy's in the house. What's up, Amy? How you doing tonight? I am good. OG Pizzle. That's right. That's right. Somebody's been on Wet Movie One's channel there. Yep. Have you seen Christmas horror movie P2? I have. I loved P2. That is a great, great movie. And P2 to me it's a little bit kind of like Die Hard, where Christmas is happening, and it is the reason. If it wasn't for Christmas, the movie wouldn't take place, because the girl's trying to get out and go to Christmas, you know, with her family or wherever she was going. But P2 is a phenomenal movie, Cotton Eye Joe. That is a great one. If you have not seen it, highly recommend P2. Yes. And that's another one I should really add. You know, when I talk about Christmas movies, I should really add that to the list. You need to check it out. Not OGP related, but you're eating a slice of apple pie cheesecake. No way. Apple pie cheesecake. Wow. So my wife had picked up pumpkin pie cheesecake, and I'm like, I'm not a pumpkin pie fan, so I didn't try it. But apple pie cheesecake, how is that, Amy? That sounds amazing. The new Hellraiser was also not good, Eric. Hellraiser, to me, I didn't mind it so much. It was a bit long. But I wasn't mad at it. I didn't think it was just long. I didn't think it was that bad. I agree, did not like the Hellraiser. Oh, you didn't like Hellraiser either. Okay. You were there Sunday, and I said, oh, Ortega, you were there Sunday? Dude, didn't I see you take pictures? Who was the one taking pictures with Charlie Hunnam? Who of my friends was just posting pictures with Charlie Hunnam? I thought it was you. Somebody, because Charlie was not there Sunday. And neither was Giancarlo Esposito. But okay, man, we missed you. How do we I mean, I know there was a billion people there, but how do we not cross paths all day? That's crazy. Yeah, What Movie One and I were like putzing around there all day long. Well, that's a bummer. Too bad we didn't see you there. I did not realize you were there Sunday. Man, and I don't remember like seeing a message or anything from you either. I had so busy, so much going on all weekend. And I did not think anybody was going to be there Sunday to, to cross paths with or anything. But yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I wish I would have known that you were there on Sunday. Would definitely try to catch up with you. But that's cool. So what did you get? Did you get anything? Did you pick up anything while you were there? Jessie, Flanagan directed Oculus, Hush, Ouija 2, Geraldo Game, Doctor Sleep. Oh, Haunting a Hill House. Well, Haunting a Hill House is phenomenal. That's great. Haunting a Hill House was amazing. Midnight Mass, I couldn't get into. I know a lot of people liked it. Haunting a Bly Manor, I've never checked out. And Doctor Sleep, good movie, horrible sequel to The Shining. But some good stuff there. Definitely some good stuff there, Jessie. Definitely on a good streak. Yeah, no, totally. He is. Yes, he is. It's always good to hit the pawn shops on Wednesday or Thursday for the week before new releases. You never know what's possible hot stuff. Okay, good plan. Check out the Terrifier bundle from Umbrella Entertainment. It's pretty dope. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it right now. Well, that's just Terrifier 2. Shop. Oh, there we go. Get off there. Location set to United States. Well, that's where I'm at. So let's see here. Let's share this. Let's see if I can share this with everybody. We'll take a look at the Terrifier bundle here. No, I hit the wrong button. Hang on a second. Let's see. Share screen. That's what I need to do. There it is. So this is Art Collector's Edition. This is Art Collector's Edition. All Hallows Eve, Terrifier, Terrifier 2, and toy and VHS and book and art card, stickers, posters, sunglasses. Wow. Oh, for $100, that's not a bad price for all that stuff. That is not a bad price. Look at that. That's really cool. That's a cool looking box that it's coming in. Got the slip cover there, collector's edition. No, is that the VHS? That looks like a VHS right there. Okay, and there's the toy, Art the Clown toy. And then you got the flower sunglasses. That scene in Terrifier 2 was the funniest scene in the movie when Art the Clown was like putting on the different sunglasses, making the different funny faces. That was hilarious. And this is Art the book. So then you got the Blu-ray and Terrifier 2 Blu-ray. All right. Yeah, for $100. Hey, if you are a fan of Terrifier, if you are like a good enough fan that you would want to buy it, that is a very cool bundle. No, thanks for mentioning that. That is good stuff right there. Oh, I lost where the comments go. But yeah, 345 Kimbo, that is a very cool looking bundle right there. Whomever doesn't like Bullet Train can send me their blue copy so I can watch it. I'll have a place. It will have a place of honor in your collection. Nice. I have not seen it yet. I have not. Apple pie, yum, cheesecake, yum, together. Hells yeah. Exactly, right? What are your thoughts on Predator 2? I feel like Predator 2 is underrated, still feels like a Predator film, and the city setting is brilliant for a Predator film. In the Predator franchise, the best film is the first, second best film is the second, all others, in my opinion. So, yeah, Predator 2, definitely not on the level of the first one, but Predator 2 is still a fun watch for sure. If you're a fan of apple pie goodness, definitely try OGP. It has a lot of flavor, and the cheesecake has a bit of cinnamon. Ooh, tastes like cinnamon, tastes like Christmas. Nice, Amy, that is awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check one of those out for sure. It sounds amazing, and I absolutely love cheesecake. Predator took Los Angeles more than Jason took Manhattan. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, just walking around, mainly went for Amy Jo and a couple of the other Rangers that were there. Nice. You know what? Ortega, I think I saw you took a picture with the triplets, right? And I said, I asked him if you mentioned Me and Wet movie. I think I think I commented on your post about that. But who took a picture? Who was the one that took a picture with Charlie Hunnam? Wow, that's a good deal. Yeah, it is a good deal for that Terrifier. $100. You get a lot there with it. That's pretty cool. I got a few comics because why not? It's called Comic-Con. Also met Catherine Cochran. Nice. Yeah, no, I know it's definitely Comic-Con. And yeah, I just don't really collect comics. So wasn't for me. Any word on Mad Matt in Vegas? Not yet. I'm not sure when I'll be back out there just yet. I just don't have any official plans right now. Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll? Ken came in another box. Oh, way up, dude. That might be one of my favorite jokes of yours altogether. That is hysterical. Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie? Ken came in another box. That's hysterical, man. That is hilarious. Favorite John Carpenter film? Probably Halloween. But Escape from New York is great. Fog is great. Big Trouble in Little China might be my second favorite. But man, so many good ones. So hard. So hard to pick a favorite there, but probably Halloween. She'll also be at the Halloween Depot on Saturday with David Howard Thornton. Yes. Your manager just approved earlier. Oh, nice. So you're going to get that day off. Very nice. Very cool. Yeah. A few people I know. Robert is going to be there as well. So should be a lot of familiar faces there. I don't know that I'm going to go. I don't like the first Terrifier movie. I don't. Second one was okay. It was just really, really long. It was way too long, but definitely had some funny moments. So I don't know. I mean, I've got so much going on. I'm trying to get caught up on. I just don't think I have time to get all the way out there for that. If there was something else going on, maybe, but just to go out there for Terrifier, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think it'll be a blast. I really do. And like I said, Robert's going to be there. So you should see some familiar faces out there for sure. Obviously, aside from the celebrities. Glad you mentioned The Fog. Awesome film. Yeah, I like The Fog. It is a good one. Yep. So yeah, anyways, man, we've been going for a while. Almost at 2 hours now. Very cool. It's crazy how time flies, especially when you got stuff to talk about. You're thinking, oh, we're going to talk about this, and this. And then, man, you get slammed with the news of Kirstie Alley passing away right at the beginning of the show here. So, yeah, it's very tragic, very sad. And hopefully her family, is able to still find some joy, in her memory and stuff as we, are in the holiday season here. Just very, very sad time of year. It's never a good time to lose anybody, but man, when it's this time of year, it's double dagger. There's actually 3 Terrifier films, but one is titled All Hallows Eve or something close to that. No, it is All Hallows Eve. And I've got an autograph up there because David Thornton did not play Art the Clown in the first one and in All Hallows Eve. And I've got an autograph up there of, I think is his name Mel or something. I forget his name. But I do have an autograph from the guy that played Art the Clown in that All Hallows Eve movie. So yes, you are correct in that, Kevin. Yes. It was funny when you got mad with Chris and the crew about signing for Jamie. Yeah. No, you know what? I saw their pictures and I was like, are you shitting me? You guys are with Jamie Lee Curtis and I'm finding out about this now when I've got a poster over here signed by John Carpenter and Nick Castle. I know I have my other picture that is signed by all 3 of them, but I have a poster signed by Nick Castle and John Carpenter. And if I could get Jamie Lee Curtis on there, I would have 2. And I'm sorry, I will never give that away because those are worth over $1,000 if you have all 3 of them on there. But that is definitely something, that I could sell or just have, 2 items with all 3 of them on there. And when I saw them with Jamie Lee Curtis, I about lost my shit. So I had to give them the old elbow a little bit about that, man. That was crazy. But they're good dudes. And I kid with them, but it was like, damn it. And Fonzo was like, yeah, man, I just I'd only found out about it like just a little bit before. And he's like, I didn't have time. It was like, get in the car, we got to go. And, and he's like, I guess he messaged Wet Movie 1 about it, but Brendan was stuck at work and couldn't go. And that Brendan guy, Wet Movie One guy, didn't bother mentioning me. So, but he was busy at work. So, no, it is what it is. I'm not mad at nobody about it. But man, if I would have known there was a chance to go meet Jamie Lee Curtis, even a chance of getting her autograph, I would have been there. But hopefully it happens again. Hopefully there's another opportunity down the road. Low key, we're mad when you saw Fonzo's video a few days after the event, right? Right, Ortega? No, we were like, dude, how are you gonna go Jamie Lee Curtis and you're going to a Jamie Lee Curtis event? And they were like, we didn't know if we were going to get anything signed, and that's fine, but you go when she's having an event, you go. In the hopes that you can get something signed. You go and you take a pen and you hope you get something signed. That's what you do. So yeah, just crazy. But yeah, I'll tell you what, if there ever is another one, I will be there, and I would love to get her signature on that. But but anyways, again, everybody, yeah, we were talking about losing Kirstie Alley today. So sad, and loving her in things like Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan, and Cheers, and just so many different movies and TV shows and stuff. Very sad day to find out that we lost her today. Such a beloved actress. And I know there was some controversy around her at times, and and obviously, she was like a spokesperson for like Weight Watchers or something, because she did battle weight. But as you get older, it happens. Your body is not as good at processing everything, and it's hard not to gain weight. But she was still so good in everything she did. Absolutely loved watching her. Are you still trying to hunt down one of those posters with all three signed? Do a shadow box frame with that poster and the signed butcher's knife I have, and also an OG vinyl record track of the original movie. Nice. Carnage, that would be awesome. Something like that would be amazing to put together. Yes. Not much of an autograph guy. I do have a couple cool music ones though. Oh, nice. Very cool. Village of the Damned. Yep. Village of the Damned. Yes, she was good in that. And it is a good movie. Man, it's another one. Like talking about John Carpenter movies. So many. And it's cool that she got to be part of one of those. And she's in Star Trek. Like, wow. Probably another children's book autograph only. Yeah, I hope not. Hopefully, but if she does, hopefully she's like kind of like cool about people and understanding people are going to want. People are going to show up for Halloween. They're not going to show up for children's book. And that's one thing these celebrities and like, oh, I wrote a children's book. Like they're doing something unique and special. Like every celebrity is like, oh, I'm going to write a children's book. Like you're not original anymore. So many people have done it and nobody gives two shits. We think Jamie Lee Curtis, we think of prom night, we think of Halloween. Maybe, okay, what was that movie she was in with Schwarzenegger? I forgive me for forgetting, but I know, was it True Lies? But we think of stuff like that. We don't think of Jamie Lee Curtis as a children's book author. And frankly, we don't give a shit. So hopefully she doesn't do something like that again. With Christopher Reeves before he got paralyzed. Yes. Yeah, no, man, Christopher Reeves, man, like, that is, man, him, such a sad tragic loss. That dude was way too young. But shit can happen. Most people, you ride horses, you don't die or get paralyzed, which ultimately led to his early demise. But yeah, just very sad, very sad. There's also a screening on Saturday night for Silent Night, Deadly Nights in Santa Ana with 2 co-producers. Might go to that. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, man. If I lived closer to that would be a fun event to go to. David Howard Thornton and Damien would be in Vegas for Days of the Dead and Nocturnal. And I think Days of the Dead probably, if I get anything from Terrifier, that would be where I would do it. I can't believe John Carpenter outlived Kirstie Alley. Right. But here's the thing. If you look, you really think about, John Carpenter is only like 3 years older. He's only like 74. So he's not that much older, although he looks a lot older than Kirstie Alley. But, a lot of like Hollywood actresses and, and just women in general, they try to stay younger looking and, dye the hair and all that stuff, where John Carpenter's just like going with the flow and, it just living his life. And so I don't think, they didn't look close in age, but she wasn't that much younger than him. But yeah, John Carpenter, he looks, I thought he was, closer to 80 or 80 at least, but nope, like 74. Age 45 event, I bet you'll be there. Nocturnal, and that's what we are all hoping for. We are all hoping for that. And hopefully Sean Clark can convince her to show up there. Yep. Mr. Bones in the house. What's up, Mr. Bones? How you doing tonight, buddy? What's in the name? JLC signed a Halloween pick for you at a book signing, but that was in the late 2000s. She was tough then at book signing, so consider yourself lucky. Yeah, no, that's cool. Nice to have an autograph from her. At all is cool. Yeah, that book signing with Wet Movie One and the boys. She was apparently pretty pissed off about everybody showing up with their Halloween stuff. Yep. Rest in peace, Kirstie. Yeah, we've been talking about that for a while now. Such shocking news. And we just found out right after going live here that she had passed. Just so sad, so disappointing. Freaking Freaky Friday. She wants to do a part 2. She wants to a part 2. He didn't look it. No, John Carpenter looks a lot older. Wicked, I'm missing out on the point of your comment there. I apologize. John Carpenter does look a lot older. Unless Jamie's children's book is about horror, right? Yeah, unless the main character's name is Michael Myers, who cares? Shit, you're right. I just looked. I thought he was in his 80s. I know. Yeah, he that's what we all thought. We were guessing. We were playing like a guessing game at the John Carpenter signing how old he was. And it was like, what? 74? No way, dude. I can't believe Mick and Keith are still alive. You just never know. No, you're right. And so I think Mick and Keith, but you're right. And the fact that they're still out playing and like Paul McCartney still out playing music, to think like Paul McCartney and Ringo, two of the Beatles, are still around. And you think the Beatles, we think of 1950s and 60s, so long ago, and for them to still be out there cranking out the tunes. No, and you just never know. And that's, Kirstie Alley, she passed, she was 71. But like my mom passed 4 years ago. And she was born in 52. So she would be 70 this year. So she died at 66. And then my dad died at 67, 68 years old. So yeah, it's way too young. 71 is way too young. It's way too young. With the medicine and everything we have nowadays, you should at least be in your 80s before you pass away, at least. A lot of celebrities have started to die in the last couple of years. No, Carnage. So many, so many. The list, like on New Year's Eve, the in memoriam, or the memorial list of celebrities that we lost. It is going to be very long this year. It's just so sad, so very sad. Is John Carpenter married to Adrienne Barbeau, or was he? He is married to Sandy King, and his first wife passed away, right? A long, or no. Am I, let's look at the Wikipedia. So spouses. Oh yeah. So he was married to Adrienne Barbeau, 79 to 84, then divorced, and he married Sandy King in 1990. So yeah, that's right. He was married to Adrienne Barbeau. Where, man, what's going on here? Sorry, I'm trying to look at something here. Deborah Hill is who I was thinking of. And he wasn't married to Deborah Hill, but he was like, Deborah Hill was like the co-writer, co-producer on some of his movies and stuff. But Deborah Hill passed away long time ago, right? She where's Deborah Hill? Let me find her IMDb real quick. Yeah, she passed away in 2005. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, he's married to Sandy King. What do you think of David Cronenberg movies? Dead Ringers is intense and weird. Let's see. Jamie Lee Curtis wants to do a part 2 of Freaky Friday. Oh, okay. I got you now. I was thinking at the time we said that, my mind was on Kirstie Alley, and I was like, Kirstie Alley, Freaky Friday? I was lost there. Sorry about that, Wicked. David Cronenberg. Okay, let's talk David Cronenberg for a second here. So what do you think of David Cronenberg movies? Dead Ringers is intense and weird is the comment. So David Cronenberg, The Fly, Dead Ringers, Crash, some good movies there. And he's in Star Trek Discovery. I didn't realize that. I've had a hard time dealing with the new Star Trek shows. I haven't been too big of a fan of them. But yeah, Jason X, Resurrection. Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. Videodrome. Yeah, no. I like most of it. Most of the things, things that I've seen that he's been in, I would say I like. But he's definitely not one of those people when you think of like, oh, let's think of, horror movies, or let's think of sci-fi movies or whatever in general. He's not one of those names that really is like in the forefront, but yeah, no, I like stuff I'm seeing here. Like a lot of it. It's just crazy how fragile life is. That's why you appreciate all the little things. El Shadow, you're exactly right. You just never know what tomorrow is going to bring. God forbid, like something as goofy as a car accident or something like that, and could, spell the end of you. And you never know when it's going to happen. So you have to appreciate the little things. You have to quit spending so much time being angry and bitching about things, and just try and stay positive and have fun and hang out and appreciate family, friends, anybody that means something to you, and just try and enjoy life. And you're right. Appreciate the little things. Yep. He was married to her until 84. Thanks. Yeah. And John Carpenter and Adrienne Barbeau. 2016 was tough with all celebs, besides Carrie Fisher alone. I think 2022 is sadly going to top it. 2022 is, man, there has been a lot this year. It has been very crazy. But anytime you lose somebody, it's sad. And Carrie Fisher, man, what a shock after seeing her in, like some of the newer Star Wars movies, to lose her like that was like, whoa, what? You're not old enough to pass away yet. Love Cronenberg, but Crimes of the Future was not his best. Cody's, you hang with the triplets, did you? Cody, yes, we stopped by and hung with the triplets, and we got to talk to him for a little bit, but it was like we went straight there at the beginning of the day to see them and say hi, right first thing in the morning, and they were all the way tucked over in the corner. I wish they would have put them, and I understand they were with the comic book store there, but I wish they could have been closer to some of the other Rangers. It would have made sense for them to be closer to some of the other Rangers, and it would have been, hopefully they did really, really well this past weekend with sales and stuff. But man, if they were near some of the other Rangers, and of course, they weren't going to wind up in the room with Amy Jo Johnson in that autograph room with the big time celebrities. But if they would have been closer to some of the other Power Ranger stuff, I think would have been cool for them. But where they were in the corner of the convention was like, man, you're all the way over here tucked. We walked around the place like twice and couldn't find them, and then we're like, well, let's just go up and down every row, and we found them all the way in the corner. But we did get to stop and see them and say hi. It was very cool to spend a few minutes with them, but we didn't want to take up all their time because there was other people around that were trying to get in there and see them and stuff. And so was very cool. Yeah. Good dudes, man. Love seeing them. They're such great dudes. But Comic-Con was definitely missing Cody walking around. Definitely felt like a place that Cody should have been there. Yep. and hanging with OGP on Mondays is one of your favorite times. Thanks for doing this, giving us some of your time. Now, El Shadow, this is for me. No, I am the one that is grateful for you all hanging out. It's like I said, I always say, it's like one of my highlights of the week, getting to hang out and just talk about stuff that we love or passionate about, or movies that we enjoy, whatever it is. It's always fun doing this. But thanks for the kind words, El Shadow. Cronenberg was asked to direct Return of the Jedi. I couldn't imagine how that would have turned out. More Jedi mind tricks for sure. Yeah. I don't, who knows? But I'm glad it worked out the way it did, because Return of the Jedi is one of my favorite films of all time. It's probably in the top 10. The cliche about saying, I love to the ones you love at the end of the day. I live every day like it's your last, are for a reason, because shit happens, and not always with the warning. TC, you are right. You're right. And it is, saying like, oh, I love this or I love that or whatever. It is so cliche, and, the word gets thrown around, but but saying it is whatever. The thing is hanging out and actually spending time, with your friends and the ones you love. That's the stuff that means the most. And so spending that time together is definitely the important thing. Mel Brooks and Dick Van Dyke are 96 years old. I know, Woodbine, and it's one of these days. It's crazy to think that they're both still around, and unfortunately, Father Time does not stop ticking. One of these days, we're going to be all too soon. One of these days, we are going to be talking about losing them, unfortunately. Durant Cinema, what's up? I am very well, thanks, and hopefully you're doing well also, and having a great Monday night here, a great start to December for you. Hopefully, you just have a let's see. Durant Cinema, Megan Fox is Durant's wifey. Never forget. All right. Okay. What's in the name? I'll take your word for that. There must be some inside joke or something that I'm missing. Mel Brooks is going to make it to the 50th anniversary of Blazing Saddles. Almost two more years to that. No, that is Knucking Fucks. I said that wrong. I said Knucking Fuck. Nuttin' Fuck. Knucking Fucks. Why can't I say that? It's fucking nuts. It just is, TC. It's fucking nuts. So I don't know why I can't say nothing. Knuckin' Futz. Yeah, Knuckin' Futz. Why can't I say that? Yes, some of Durant's old videos. Nice. Very cool. But man, yeah, no. Do you think the Pats have a chance to playoff spot? Man, it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. Looking at the rest of their schedule, the Pats have the chance, the team with the best chance they have to beat for the remaining schedule is the Raiders. Beyond that, we've got Miami and Buffalo again. Those are going to be tough. And the Raiders and I forget who else Patriots have to play. But it is not easy. The rest of the schedule is not easy. And I hate to say it, but 3 weeks ago, I said it is conceivable, not likely, but it is conceivable that the Pats, when they were 6-4, I said it was conceivable that they could lose out. They could lose every game the rest of the season because of the schedule. The opponents are insane. And it's crazy to think that, like, the Jets had like an actual tougher schedule for the rest of the season based on records of other teams, but I don't know. I just don't know. I hope they do. I really hope they do. And we're going to find out, because, you got to, if they can start winning some of these, if they can win a few of these games and get into the playoffs, then they'll have as good a chance as anybody to make a deep run into the playoffs, because their schedule, man, it is tough. But so let's see. This week coming up, this is Raider, or no, this is Cardinals week coming up. So they got the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are having a real weird year. So the Cardinals, that's going to be tough, but they need to beat the Cardinals and the Raiders. They absolutely have to. They absolutely have to get to 8-6. And then you're hoping that at 8-6 that you can pull off 2 other wins and get to be at 10-7. Because 10-7, if you don't get to 10 wins, you're not getting the playoffs. So they have then the Raiders. So they got to win these next 2 games. We have to get a 2-game winning streak here, because then you got the Bengals. Son of a bitch, man. The Bengals are so, they're getting it together. They had a rocky start to the year, but the Bengals are getting it together. So, we got to get the Bengals, and then the Dolphins and Buffalo. Wow. They got to win these next 2 games. If they do not beat the Raiders and Arizona, then I don't think they have a chance at the playoffs at all. They have to win 2 of those. And then they have to find some way to beat Buffalo, Miami, or the Bengals, at least 2 out of the 3. They really need to win 4, because let's see, where it's 6 and 6. That's 12. So we got 5 games left. They got to win 4 out of 5. They have to win 4 out of 5. I just, that's the only way to get. They got to win 4 out of 5, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Let's see. It would have been cool. They weren't going to get invited regularly for some reason. Conventions only care about Mighty Morphin, which is the stupidest marketing decision. No, you're right. You're right. It is. I don't know why they wouldn't want anything Power Ranger related, especially at a convention like that where people were all about Power Rangers. I probably saw more cosplay Power Rangers there than any other franchise. So yeah, it is crazy, and they should have been out in the middle, more visible. Durant needs more John Wick copies to make a table out of. Nice. Your uncle that lives next door lives for the Pats, and he's an asshole, so I hope they don't even come close. Whatever, TC, that's messed up. That's hilarious. Like I told you before, this is the Bills' year. I don't know. The Bills had a little rough spell there. And I think the Bills will win the division. Well, I don't know, man. Did the Bills play Miami again? Did the Bills? Man, Miami is looking good. They are looking good. But here's the thing. Tua is one of those quarterbacks, kind of like Lamar Jackson, who spends a lot of time running around and stuff. And I think Tua is going to have a lot of injuries over his career, and his career might get shortened, like some other quarterbacks that have been mobile quarterbacks. So I don't see Tua having a real long career. And so that changes things, because Miami without Tua is a different team. But so let's see. The Bills have, who does Buffalo play this week? I'm gonna see. Oh, are they on a bye? No, they already had their bye, right? Browns, Bengals. Oh, Jets, Bills this week. So the Bills will win that game. Sorry, Jets. The Bills are going to win that game. And so then the Bills will be at 10-3. And then the Bills have the Dolphins. So even if the Dolphins win and are at 9-4, and the Bills are at 10-3, that will be a battle for first place right there in week 15. And if they tie it, and they're both tied at 10-4, then you've got the Dolphins against the Packers. Dolphins should win that game. And you've got the Bills will be playing the Bears, and the Bills will win that game. So the Dolphins and the Dolphins and Bills should both be at 11-4. And then week 17, the Dolphins got the Patriots. I hope they lose that game and are at 11-5, but I don't know. And the Bills have the Bengals. It's conceivable that they could lose both those games, that they could be tied going into the final weekend. And then you've got the final weekend of the season. You got Bills, Pats, and the Dolphins have the Jets. So all the teams, the Jets, the Bills, the Pats, they all have tough schedules. So who knows? But I kind of feel like the Bills will win the division, and the Dolphins will be in a wild card spot. And I hope the Pats can figure out a way to bang out a few wins and get in there. Let's see here. But you're a fan, so maybe not. I know. I don't. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. When we're talking football, we are allowed to kid and root for our teams and everything. So the Jets are much better with White at QB. They can actually produce some points. And it is, Kevin, going forward with White at QB, it's going to be interesting to see how the Jets do, because the Jets do have a very talented team. Need more Megan Fox and John Wick in your life, and more Pats wins as well. We need more Pats wins. We need more Pats wins. But, here's the thing, man. We need a offensive coordinator. We need to figure out an offensive coordinator that can call some plays. It's somebody, I saw a meme where it was like a picture of Tom Brady wearing a headset. Could you imagine Brady retiring and coming back to the Pats as an offensive coordinator next year? Could him and Belichick coexist like that? I don't know. I don't see it happening, but man, that would be amazing. That would be great. I would absolutely love it. But we do need more Pats wins in our lives. That's for sure. So I finally gave in and got the Slumber Party Massacre Steelbook. Nice. And now they announced a 4K. What's in the name? That's the way it happens. That is the way it happens. You got to be careful with what you upgrade, because that's the way it goes. You buy something, like I just bought Train to Busan, and then bam, we get an announcement. Train to Busan's coming out on 4K. And I got the Blu-ray right here. But Pats fans had a good run with the Brady years. So yeah, no, hey, it was a good 20 years, man. It was a good 20 years. Who do you think is the greatest athlete in American sports history? Ooh, Tommy Marwood. That is that's a tough question. If you want to say athlete, as far as being a physical, talented, athletic player, maybe Michael Jordan. But as far as the greatest achievements for an athlete, it's hands down Tom Brady, because you have won 7 Super Bowls. You've been to 9 Super Bowls. You've played like 20, you think about it. Brady averages a Super Bowl less than every 2.5 seasons. Like just over every 2 seasons, he's in a Super Bowl. So like nobody has ever come close to that. I mean, he's been to more Super Bowls than most franchises. I mean, like there's only a couple franchises that ever been to like 6 or 7 Super Bowls. So, it's just, it's inconceivable to think that somebody could have a career like that. Hate him or love him. You look at his records. His records do stand out. Jordan had 6 championships, all with one team. He went to another team, was not able to do it. Brady had 6 championships, went to another team, and got that 7th championship. So it's hard to say. But I would, off the top of my head, I would think American athlete, greatest American athlete in history. Jordan to me is the best basketball player of all time, hands down. Like hands down. People want to say LeBron, but if you put Jordan against LeBron in their prime one-on-one, I think Jordan is going to take LeBron to town. So I just think it could be Jordan as far as being an athletic specimen. But man, Brady, man, with those accolades, man, you just finished watching Jingle All the Way. Nice. Yeah. Great Christmas movie. Put the cookie down. There it is. Nuck and Futz. Yeah. I don't know why I had such a hard time saying that. Would make a great OGP t-shirt. Yeah, there you go. Speaking of t-shirts, check out OGP's store for official OGP merch. There you go. Thanks, Bruce Wayne. Appreciate it. Who do you think is winning the Super Bowl this year? Carnage. It's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. Cowboys are looking scary. You know what? With that win, here's the thing. Putting Jeff Saturday in at coach, I think, was a publicity stunt for the Colts. They just wanted Reich out of there, and there's no way Jeff Saturday is coaching that team next year. I feel like they thought it was a lost season, so let's have some fun with Jeff Saturday. Maybe he pulls off a miracle or something, but no, the Colts they're a mess right now, but the way the Cowboys handled them was scary. For the NFC, I would have said, man, you have to watch out for the Niners, but with Jimmy G going down again and Jimmy G being out for the year, you can forget the Niners. And watch, will not surprise me if Brady is donning the gold and whatever they call their colors, crimson. If Tom Brady is in a 49er uniform next year, would not surprise me. But out of the NFC, Cowboys are looking very good right now. Minnesota is looking tough. Yeah, it's hard to say anybody else is on their level. Oh, the Eagles. Thank you. Why am I forgetting the Eagles? The Eagles are amazing as well. The Eagles, Vikings, Cowboys, probably one of those three versus either Kansas City. Hey, I would love to see Cincinnati win it. It would not break my heart to see Cincinnati win it. Not a Cincinnati fan. Big homie is a Cincinnati fan, Mr. Jake Steed. But man, I don't know. Buffalo's obviously looking good. Kansas City's good, and Cincinnati. The Ravens. I'm sorry, people were talking about the Ravens, trying to pump them up. They're not there. Miami is good, but I think the right type of defense, like a Buffalo, like I just think a good defense is going to stop Miami in their tracks. So I can't see Miami, but there's just a few teams. There's maybe like 6 or 7 teams total that might win the Super Bowl. Man, I'll if the Patriots don't make the playoffs, I'll be pulling for Cincinnati. That's what. But that's tough. That's a tough call right now. Durant Cinema, you can get her away from MGK with that Arnold voice. There you go. Do the Arnold voice. Pull her away from MGK. MGK, man, that's a weird dude, man. He's like gangster rapper. I'm going to talk shit about Eminem so I can get famous. And now I'm going to dress like I should be a cosplayer at Comic-Con. Weird dude. Eagles are on fire. Yep. Vikings, baby. Yep. There you go. Man, it could be. John Candy was 43 watching interviews. I think Steve Martin was it Hasseltune? I got the impression they didn't like each other. Oh, Cotton Eye Joe. I didn't know that. I never heard anything like that or saw that. But John Candy was funny. And that's, man, these legends, these big guys that have been heavy, these comedians, they just, and maybe did it start with John Belushi, John Candy, Chris Farley, the big boys. They just don't live long lives. Their body's not meant to, the heart is not meant to pump blood through all that extra weight, and it gets them. So, it's sad, but man, fortunately we have a ton of John Candy. We have some, John Belushi and Chris Farley movies and Saturday Night Live skits to remember them with. Big fan of Different Strokes. Do you like that show? Different Strokes was one that I remember watching a lot of as a kid. Yeah, very, very funny show. Did like that a lot. Cowgirls are going to get choked in the playoffs. They always do. And Wicked Network, that's one of the things that I always say. The Cowboys, they'll be on this run, and they're looking like they're going to win the Super Bowl, and they'll have that one game where they just lay an egg. And when is that game? The first round of the playoffs. That's when it always happens. They go in and fall on their faces. So, hard to say. Yeah, the Bears, the Bulls, hot dogs, and the Cubs. You can't forget about the hot dogs. You got to have a hot dog over here. You got a hot dog, Chicago-style hot dogs, the White Sox, etc., etc., etc. Wicked Network doesn't really have the same ring. And Wicked Network doesn't really have, I am TC. I missed up. TC was talking to the Wicked Network. Forgive me. You're getting confused there. Chester 22, Dolphins, Chiefs, Bengals, and Bills. Any one of those could make the Super Bowl from the AFC. The winner will get to face the Packers. Hey, our homie Chris, who we always see at the conventions and stuff, was reminding me yesterday that the Packers still apparently have a 3% chance of making the playoffs. So there is a chance, but the Packers better win out and better figure it out. But I don't know that I would hold my breath to say that the Packers will be in the Super Bowl this year. Let's see here. Saints 13, Bucks 3. What? Wow, man, Tom Brady, man. I bet Brady wishes he could go just slide right over to the 49ers right now. Did the trade deadline pass already? No, and I know Brady has a TV job lined up, but there's a lot of speculation that he'll be playing somewhere else next year. Should go out on top, hang them up. And that's what a lot of people thought that Brady would call it a career after last year, and then he did, and then he didn't, and I think he didn't because some sports writer said, "Oh, Brady retired like a week before he really did," and I think that kind of pissed Brady off. So I think he kind of came back to spite that guy or whatever. Who knows? But now without Giselle in the picture, because Brady, the reason he wanted to retire was to be like more family time and stuff. And now with Giselle out of the picture, I know he still has the kids and he's a good dad and he loves his kids. But maybe he goes another year. Who knows? I mean, hey, you look at that 49ers team and you put Brady at quarterback, assuming he can play on his level. That's a damn good team. That is a damn good team. So I bet he wishes he was with the 49ers right now. 10 Super Bowls. That's right. Thanks. Yeah, just like math in my head and everything right now. Just hate the Pats brand, etc. But yeah, it's hard to beat. I remember when he's got his shot. I remember when he got his shot, and even they questioned if he could fill in for Drew Bledsoe. They were wrong. They were very wrong. Yes, and that's when it's funny because earlier this season with the Mac Jones Zappy controversy, when Zappy came in and had a great game, people are going like, "Oh, let's this is the new Brady Bledsoe controversy. We got to get Zappy in there. Zappy's the future." And then Mac Jones comes back, has a bad game. I think he was still hurt. I think he came back early because he was like fearing for his job and goes back out. But then Zappy comes in that game and Zappy doesn't look good either. Then the next week, Mac Jones is back and is phenomenal. And since that week, the last like 3 games now, Mac Jones has been great. These last 2 losses have not been really on his shoulders. It's been more on the defense. The defense has just given up way too many points the last couple weeks and has not been able to get the ball back for him and has not given Mac Jones enough chances to go down and score. So Pat's defense really needs to step it up for the rest of the season, like really needs to step it up. But they played like Sunday, then they played Thursday, short week, and going Sunday to Thursday, and then having to face the Bills. That is a tall task right there. Bart Starr won 5 championships in 7 years. He only lost once in a title game. Okay, yeah, and that's aren't we talking Bart Starr? We're talking like the NFL before the Super Bowl era, right? We're talking way back then, right? So hard to kind of compare because you weren't so many of the teams different and stuff. But obviously Bart Starr, legendary player. Get into this debate all the time. Jordan, Bryant, James. It's Jordan, hands down. Indrid, thank you. I am with you. Kobe Bryant is good, but he is not on their level. Kobe Bryant is kind of to me, you got Jordan, and then you've got, after Jordan, you have LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and some of these other players. But maybe even, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and Kareem, some of the players from the 80s, like, why do we forget about them and just, crown, LeBron James, King kiss my butt, James. And I was all about LeBron James when he was like in Cleveland playing for the hometown and then goes to Miami and the whole, like, I'm taking my talents to Miami. F you, dude, get off your high horse. But then he went to Miami and I was like, you know what? Okay. LeBron in Miami. Okay. Whatever. That's cool. But then I was rooting for Shaq. I liked, Shaq was, love Shaq. Absolutely love Shaq. He is such a funny dude. And then to see, LeBron and Shaq, get, some titles down there. That's cool. And then he goes back to Miami or he goes back to Cleveland. Great. Wins a title in Cleveland. Awesome. Cleveland never had a title there. Awesome. And then you go to LA and LeBron James just becomes this pompous asshole in LA. And now it's like the team sucks. What happens every time the team sucks in LA? LeBron gets hurt, so he doesn't have to be out on the floor knowing damn well they're going to lose. So I just don't like that. And the fact you've bounced around everywhere, Jordan, we know why Jordan left the Bulls. There was the owner, the money, Phil, all these different things going on with, the Bulls. And would they, how long could they keep that core group of players together and stuff? And they kept that group together as long as they could. And then the wheels fell off and they had to go their own separate ways. And I thought, of all places, why would you go to the Wizards? Is that where he went? Just crazy. And so I don't know why he went there. To me, that was kind of like LaDainian Tomlinson when he left the Chargers. Like at the time, why go to the Jets, dude? The Jets weren't winning nothing. Why go to the Jets? Go somewhere where you could really win. Did he really believe the Jets were going to win? Like the Jets were not going to win, LT. Like, what were you thinking? Bills or Chiefs will win the Super Bowl. Cincy in mix. Vikings, Cowboys will do their playoff meltdown. No Eagles because you say no. All right. So sorry, Eagles, you're not allowed to win because Kevin Hampton said you're not allowed to. Bills or Chiefs, man. Yeah. Yeah. Chiefs, whatever, I don't know. The Chiefs, they're starting to get a little arrogant and bug me. But the Bills, man, there's some Bills fans. I know some Bills fans that are cool. I got some friends that are Bills fans, but man, the Bills fans can be obnoxious. Yeah, either probably Bills or Chiefs. It's hard to debate. Don't forget the 49ers. Woodbine, here's the thing. 49ers are in that conversation until yesterday. And Jimmy G is out for the season. And with Jimmy G out, their quarterback situation is crap. So I don't see how the 49ers do it. Make sure you watch them Dogs take on Ohio State at 8 p.m. on December 31st. Going to be a long way for them Buckeyes. A long day for them Buckeyes. Can't wait. Sick 'em. Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. Man, Georgia Bulldogs. That's a tough team. But man, Michigan, man, there's some the college football playoff is going to be very, very interesting this year. It's going to be very interesting. And, if a couple other teams lose, Alabama could still get into it. And so who knows what's going to happen, but man, yeah, Georgia Bulldogs and Michigan, man, those two teams right there are looking good right now. MG just won best rock album. Let that sink in. Rock album. What is MG? TC? Oh, MGK won rock album? What? Here's the thing. I quit watching award shows a long time ago because they're stupid. Because the reason that some of these shows, some of it is just we're kissing people's asses. Some of it is because we want to help promote these, certain people, musicians or actors or filmmakers or whatever. The award shows are stupid. They're so stupid. So many great people have not won that were deserving. And you feel like it's all like, like I don't mean political in like politics, but political in the industry kind of stuff. But current rock and roll is in a very sad state, and the good music never gets any run. Like real good rock and metal and stuff right now is kind of like underground rap, from the 90s that would never have gotten any recognition. In the 90s, never wanted to talk about like NWA or Dr. Dre and stuff like that, and then Eminem comes along and breaks that barrier. And then, now we want to put Dr. Dre, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We want to put all these people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's fine. That's fine. Do it. Maybe change the name a little bit. To me, the whole like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we have a Country Music Hall of Fame. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should be rock and roll, in my opinion. There should be like a hip hop Hall of Fame. There should be an R&B Hall of Fame. Because here's the thing. To me, like hip hop and R&B, they're two different things, and so each one of those should have their own Hall of Fame. But MGK, like that makes me even want to watch award shows even less. Well, for Candy, you can say wait, but Belushi and Farley was OD. No, and that's true. That is true with them dying young. but I kind of feel like, well, I mean, I don't know that Belushi and Farley would have lived that long, even if they hadn't. But I mean, you look at Jim Belushi, he's still around, but John Belushi, yeah, definitely that a wild lifestyle, the way they were treating their bodies and stuff, yeah, very tough to live a long life, especially being heavy, yeah, and you throw a little coke in the mix, and you're really tossing it up in the air. And Belushi was chubby compared to Candy and Farley. Yeah, no, compared to Candy and Farley, Belushi was not that big, yeah, but somebody once told me, it called it Mexican dancing powder. So that you add in that Mexican dancing powder, and man, yeah, it shortens the lifespan a lot. Thoughts on Liv Tyler private signing? We're an age group to remember. She and Alicia Silverstone ruled the 90s. Yes, Liv Tyler, not nobody I really need. Like, and Alicia Silverstone, good actresses, some fun movies. Nothing I really need to have on my wall, so I'm going to pass. But I think it's kind of cool, and it won't surprise me if Wet Movie 1 winds up with her autograph on his wall. 3%. So you're telling me strategically they have a chance, or statistically they have a chance? All right, yeah, no, that's it, right? Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance, right? That's it. I have a 3% chance of making the playoffs too, right? Being Chili, yeah, you do too, yeah. You have a 3% chance of going pro, exactly, yeah. Would you like to see a slasher verse with all the slasher from films? Oh, like if we put Jason and Michael and Freddy and everybody in one movie? I think if you do that, it has to be a comedy because they're just too much. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the crossovers. Just, like Jason Voorhees, give me Friday the 13th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and I'll take 7 and 8. 5, what the hell? I'll take it. You can throw it in. I'll take it because I like the director. But but like beyond that, we're just like out in space. Just what are we doing? The crossover movies and stuff, I just not a big fan of. So I don't know, Dominic. I don't know if I would want that or not. What other monster from films would you like to see in a monsterverse, bigger size? Here's the thing, Dominic. I'm not a huge monster movie fan. I prefer movies that are more plausible, movies that could theoretically happen. Like people just doing mean and evil shit to each other. I'm not a big monster fan. Like I'm not a big Jaws fan. But I just monsters. I don't know. That's a tough call. Bart won the first 2 Super Bowls, and here's the thing with monsters, like movies like Predator, Alien, stuff like that. They're like sci-fi movies, and that is different for me. But when it comes to horror, I really rather watch people do evil shit to each other. Chester, you're right, and my fault. Yes, yeah, the first 2 Super Bowls. That's right. No, and that's, you know what? He's great, but yeah, and yeah, Tom Brady won some, but man, you just look the average of going to a Super Bowl every 2 years, like that's nuts. That's nuts. And I know that, the people that aren't Patriot fans are, they're going to throw shade at Brady and be like, oh, cheater or this or that or whatever. But like, dude, really, I don't care how much you cheat. You're not going to a Super Bowl every other year unless you're super talented. Why does nobody mention Wilt Chamberlain? Yeah, no, Wilt. Yeah, no, good call there. And that's, some of the old, I'm not a huge basketball fan. So trying to think of some of the old legends in basketball. I just, they slip my mind from time to time just because I'm not a huge basketball fan. Sorry, needed to moisten the palate a bit. Talking about the best player, I was going to mention Larry Bird as well. Funny, your daddy was a big Larry Bird fan, was going to be named Larry Bird. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah. So you are going to be Larry Bird Smith, yeah, insert last name. There you go. That's hilarious. Yeah, Larry Bird, I think unfortunately, Larry Bird, his career lined up against Showtime Lakers. And, and man, you want to talk about rivalries. Celtics Lakers rivalries in the 80s. It doesn't get any better than that. You know, you want to talk about the greatest rivalries in all of sports of all time. That might be the top rivalry right there. You had to change. Yeah, the rules changed because of Will. Yeah, no, exactly. Talking about, we said that LeBron has a big ego, very big, Dominic. Yes. Not enough young kids that have this argument about Kobe and LeBron don't know enough about Larry. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. You know, the kids, you know, a lot of people, oh, well, LeBron this or LeBron that, and they're just talking about stats from Michael. But man, I remember sitting there in the 90s watching Michael Jordan ball, and he was on a different level compared to everybody else. He was on a team with Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen and you know, and Kukoc and some of these other players that were just amazing players. But Jordan was just on a different level, just a different level. Larry Bird would tell players that he's what he's going to do, and they wouldn't stop him. Right? Exactly. And that's like Dominic. That's like gangster right there. Farley had a death wish. Philip Seymour Hoffman was an amazing actor. That was a waste of talent. And Heath Ledger. Yeah, no, so Cotton Eye Joe, you're exactly right. So many talented actors have died way too young. Have you been watching Christmas movies this time of year? Antonis, so I've watched the new Christmas Story movie, A Christmas Story Christmas. I watched that, and I watched Charlie Brown Christmas. And you know, I one of the movies I picked up at Dollar Tree recently, which is not Christmas related, but Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown. I love this one. And when I found that, I was like, no way, I got to get that. And I watched this the other night. But I have not watched too much in the way of Christmas movies yet. Just really A Christmas Story Christmas so far, Antonis. But I will definitely be. Yes. Hoffman was brilliant. Great call. Cotton Eye. Ooh. Yeah, and on Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yes, no, phenomenal actor. Yeah. Bama is out. They set Final Four team Sunday. Oh, did they? Okay. So Michigan plays TCU and Georgia, Ohio State. Okay. All right, Kevin. Thanks. I didn't. Yeah. I was a little busy this past weekend, but so I did not know that. Okay. So Michigan, TCU, Georgia, Ohio. So I think I think a lot of us would say Michigan, Georgia will be that for the championship, and Michigan, Georgia, to me, either way, I don't have a pony in the race, but I do like the Harbaugh brothers. And Jim Harbaugh, his first coaching gig was at San Diego. And so being like a Southern California kind of tie, and, you know, he played, you know, for the Colts, he was a great quarterback. And then, you know, playing, a season or two or whatever for San Diego was kind of cool. But so I like the Harbaugh brothers. So if I'm going to pull for one, it would probably be Michigan, but, you know, that's, you know, I don't really have a dog in that race. Let's see here. Dominic St. Clair Studios videos about Larry's legendary trash talking are great. Studio videos about the videos about Larry Bird trash talking. Yeah. Sorry, I have no idea who MGK is. Chester, you are better off. Do not worry. MGK, so he is a rapper, if you will, that is MGK because he took the name he ripped off, and hopefully everybody understands. Machine Gun Kelly was a famous mobster from, I think, like the Prohibition era or the 1940s or something like that. Machine Gun Kelly was a real life mobster, and MGK just stole his name. And so, you know, like whatever, you're like, okay, cool, MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, that sounds cool. I'll take that name. But that he stole the name, and he made a rap song talking shit about Eminem. So he got famous because he talked shit about Eminem. He's a douchebag in real life, and he's either dating or married to Megan Fox now. But that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Let's see. The Houston Texans are the first team eliminated for playoff contention. 1-10-1. Yeah, you think like, man. You know what? But Texans, Houston can suck it. The Astros got the World Series championship this year. And if they're not banging trash cans, the pitchers are wiping shit off their hands. Did you see that? The pitcher walking. So, at the end of the innings, the pitcher's got to go over to the umpire. The umpire has to feel their hand to make sure they don't have any substance. There's video of one of the pitchers going like this, rubbing the shit off of his hand before the umpire could feel it. So I still think they're cheaters. Once cheaters, always cheaters. And their coach, Dusty Baker. Who did Dusty Baker coach before he coached? Well, I think it was the Reds or something. But who did Dusty Baker coach at one point in his life? Maybe the biggest cheater in baseball history, Barry Bonds? Yeah, he did with San Francisco. Dusty Baker coached the biggest cheater in baseball history, and now he's coaching the biggest cheating team in baseball history. So Houston, as a city, I love Houston. Their sports teams can suck my ass. So Houston, who cares, about the Texans? I have no sympathy in my heart for that city's sports fans. Just tourist traps, so they don't care. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the early 2000s, and the only piece that had people around it was the outfit Britney Spears wore at the VMA. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And I like going to the Hard Rock cafes. Did I say Hard Rock cafes? Hard Rock cafes. Because you go there and it's like a museum. You're sitting there eating and you look around on the wall and all the different guitars and outfits that singers had wore and guitars and instruments people have played. That is really cool stuff. But you're right. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's, to me, when they started inducting all these other non-rock and roll people, it lost a little something. But whatever. With the snake around her neck. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember that, but obviously Britney Spears being a VMA is something that, of course happened. It was everyone in the building. It was said, talking about Britney Spears. Oh, it was sad. It was sad. Wow. That's crazy. What would the response and success will Saw have if Saw was released in the 80s? Saw, I think it would be different, but Dominic, Saw is one of my favorite franchises. First of all, I love anything Hannibal Lecter. So if you want to talk about the universe of Hannibal with Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Rising, Red Dragon, Manhunter, all of it, you want to put all that as a franchise, that's probably my favorite. But then next to that, Saw might be my next favorite franchise. But I think it would have been tough because some of the props and effects we didn't have in the 80s. So I think maybe it's better off that it came in the 2000s, but I think it would be considered more in the likes of Halloween and Friday the 13th and up there with those franchises. You're right. Sean, what's up, Sean? Oh, what movies here? Look, you've been laying in bed all day. After this weekend, you're wiped out. It was a long weekend. I slept like 14 hours last night, but had to get caught up, man. It was a long weekend, a lot of time on our feet. Remember when Jethro Tull Grammy for Best Hard Rock over Metallica? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, and there's just been times where it's like, and Jethro Tull got that award because it was like a legacy kind of thing or whatever. But there's been times where the awards are just stupid because, it's like a political thing. Yeah, no, dude, a web movie had an absolute blast. I love you, man. And it was so great to be able to hang out with you for the weekend. It was a little different than we had expected. And I think it beat us up physically a little bit. But I'm thrilled that we got to do it. And I wouldn't have wanted to do that weekend with anybody else. It was a lot of fun, dude. A lot of fun. And screw you for what you did last night, late last night. You should not have done that. You didn't need to do that, but man, I appreciate it. I appreciate the thought more than anything. Real people are scarier than monsters. Indrid, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The mind of human beings is so twisted, and that's why we come up with these monster stories and these sci-fi movies and all this stuff. And that's what I love, exploring how deep and dark and insane the human mind can be. And that's why I like movies that are a little more possible. And that's why, like Saw movies, that's all realistic shit, so I love that kind of stuff. Too much beating off to all the chicks you saved in the spank bank from the cons. Yeah, exactly. That's what he was doing. Yeah, he wore himself out. Larry made magic happen. Yeah. And that's, you could argue who was better, Larry or Magic, but Magic had a surrounding cast. I think Magic had a better team around him than Larry did. Larry carried the Celtics more than Magic ever carried the Lakers. But I know Laker fans are going to argue Magic was better than Larry, and Celtic fans are going to feel the other way. But it was Magic when you watched him play. Funny, but it was Magic when you watched Larry play, right? Anyone can dunk. There you go. Yeah. The whole best pro hoops player debate really applies. Apples and oranges, because the difference in positions, that is very true. That's like saying who is a better baseball player, and then picking like who is a better baseball player. Let's just say Barry Bonds didn't cheat. Barry Bonds or Nolan Ryan or Babe Ruth and Nolan Ryan, who was a better baseball player. They two completely different positions. So kind of hard to argue. You're right. Very hard. Tupac was another young actor that passed early. Yet no, Tupac to me, first and foremost, a musician. One of the greatest rappers of all time. The way he could flow and spit words out of his mouth was amazing. And I think, a lot of people, Biggie, Tupac, who was best or whatever. First of all, I don't think Eazy-E gets enough credit in that conversation. But Tupac, I think, as far as his flow, I liked his flow better than I did Biggie. But both of those guys were legends. But man, yeah, definitely Tupac, man. Gosh, we lost him way too early. Antonis says, what's up to Brennan? What's up to the wet one? You have to put on your Charlie Brown tree and nativity scene. Yeah, I got the Charlie Brown tree right over there. Now you can't see it because I put this one up and it's kind of taking up all my space back here. Charlie Brown tree and the leg lamp had to move over there. I need to get the leg lamp back out here somewhere so it's in the videos. I need to do that. Sean, yeah, hey, everybody, yeah, if you would, it'd be really cool if everybody hit that thumbs up button. If you don't mind, that would be awesome. Bruce Lee and his son passed away early as well. Yeah, really. No, both of them. Tragic, man. But you're right. Very, very true. Let's see. Your cats are going to the Music City Bowl. Watch out, Hawkeyes. Indrid, cats. Is that Arizona Wildcats? Or who's the cats? Indrid. Watch out, Hawkeyes. And the Hawkeyes, Iowa State. And who would the cats be, Indrid? I'm not sure. I know the Wildcats. Your grandpa was a pastor, and someone passed a tape of his service to Charles Schultz, and he sent him a letter saying how much he enjoyed it, along with a gigantic comic strip framed and signed. No way. That's cool, man. To get a comic strip, like a personalized comic strip from Charles Schultz. Wow. Amazing. Very cool. We still have it in his office all these years after he passed. That is awesome. I love that. That is such a cool story. What's your favorite action movie franchise of all time? Antonis, action movie franchise. Man. Wow. Action movies, like, to think of franchises? I don't know, like sci-fi. You could say, okay, well, for me, sci-fi, it's, do you go like stuff like Terminator, or do you go stuff like Star Trek or Star Wars? I think out of all those, my favorite is probably Star Wars. But if you take out the last 10 years, I probably would have said Star Trek was my favorite franchise. But the new Star Trek shows, and some of the new Star Wars shows, but Andor and Mandalorian, wow. But as far as action movie franchises, that's tough because so Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. I'm trying to think of some other action. I can't think of really a lot of other action franchises right now. But between Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, I think I like the Die Hard movies more. TC, right? Suck it, Houston. Thank you very much. What does substance do to the player to help them in the game? Dominic, so if you have a substance on and you get it on the ball can spin more, which can cause it to curve more and make it harder for the players to hit. So having substance on the ball definitely, and that's why you ever heard the saying spitball? A player would throw a spitball, like way back in the day, they would like spit on their hands and rub the ball because it would make the ball spin more and, or give them a better grip on the ball so they could have a tighter grip to make it rotate more. And the faster it rotates, the more the baseball spins. So it's definitely cheating to have stuff on the ball. So yeah, it definitely impacts it. Pine tar, and in pine tar too, it sticks, it sticks to the ball, but that's what they're saying. There's other substances now that are like clear and stuff. And there was some speculation with Yu Darvish last year. Once the rule came into effect where they had to start checking the player's hand, Yu Darvish had like 5 bad games in a row. So maybe Yu Darvish was up to something, who knows? But, to see it like in the playoffs, the player walking out, going like this when they were playing the Yankees, it's like, dude, you're cheating ass mofos down there in Houston. You have to live with that rep. I'm sorry. You can't go win another World Series and say, oh, too bad. All is in the past. Nope. You're a bunch of cheaters. And Altuve can suck my balls. Wet movie. All I did was go to the post office. Back to work tomorrow. Yeah, no, that sucks. You got to go back to work tomorrow. You definitely got to rest up today. And look at that. Well, Tiki Ghoul's still hanging out with us, even though we're talking sports. We're getting way off of movies and stuff. We're talking sports here. Tiki Ghoul's still in it for the long haul, hanging out with us. I love it. Have you seen 8 Men Out? Great movie about the Black Sox scandal. And I have not. And so Woodbine, honestly, I'm not a big sports movie fan. I just, like even like Don't Tell Wet movie, but like I don't dislike The Sandlot, but I'm like, Rookie of the Year. I'm not going to say they're bad movies at all. The Natural, there's so many highly, highly regarded sports movies, but sports movies don't do much, especially when they're based on true stories. And I know the outcome, that's kind of tough. But the Black Sox scandal, man, did that rock baseball for a long time. Still talked about to this day, that cheating scandal there. Yeah. But I have not seen that movie. No. You can do some amazing stuff with the baseball with sticky stuff on your fingertips. Yes. Or PEDs in your veins, 100%. Or if you're Sammy Sosa, with PEDs in your veins and a corked baseball bat, imagine what you could do. But OGP, what do you think of the Final Destination franchise series? So I watched the first Final Destination movie, and I recently got the Final Destination franchise on Blu-ray. But I watched the first one, and I've seen like bits and pieces of the others. I've never seen all the other movies. But one day I need to watch them. The first one was great. I really loved it. I thought it was a fresh concept at the time. And, but then after the first one, I was like, do we need more? I don't know if we need more. But I really enjoyed the first one. I just haven't seen the rest. That's what Cronenberg horror movies are about. The Mind exactly. The Mind. For me, 1, Silence of the Lambs, 2, Hannibal, 3, Manhunter, 4, Red Dragon, 5, Rising. So let's see. Okay, so Silence of the Lambs, number 1 for me as well. 2, Hannibal. Okay. 3, Manhunter, 4, Red Dragon, 5, Rising. That's a pretty solid list right there, Cotton Eye Joe. That's a pretty solid list. I'm debating. Do I like and I think you're right. I think Manhunter is right there in the middle of that. Hannibal, Red Dragon. Man, I love Red Dragon. But I love Hannibal too. Yeah, that's I cannot argue with you with that list, Cotton Eye Joe. I cannot. But even though Hannibal Rising is probably the lowest in that franchise, I love Hannibal Rising. I absolutely love it. I thought it was a great look at why he became the person he became. And I thought that was great. I thought that was great. Cotton and I check out Session 9. So Session 9, is that the movie? And somebody had said, I think that's the movie we tried watching at Cool Duders, or I'm sorry, we tried watching at Cinestalker's house, Fluffy Cinestalker and I, and we could not get into it. And somebody was telling us that I think Cool Duder was raving about it, was talking about how he liked it. And we tried watching it and just couldn't get into it. So maybe it's like a slower burn or something, but maybe I need to check out Session 9 again when I'm not like drunk or something. But I seem to remember trying to watch Session 9 at Cinestalker's house, and we just couldn't get into it. Love the first 20 minutes of Red Dragon. Then Anthony Hopkins' age and weight bothered you in that movie, and the director was bad. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't mind seeing, Hannibal Lecter getting older, because in reality, people get older. But what's his name? The dude that's in The Menu, right? It was the dude that starred, and why am I forgetting his name? Ralph Fiennes, right? Because he was in Red Dragon, right? He was like the let me click on him. Known for he was in Schindler's List. Dude's been in some amazing stuff. But let's get back here. But that was Ralph Fiennes, right? Make sure I'm not crossing my movies here. But yeah, so it was him that played Francis in Red Dragon. And I thought he was amazing. He was absolutely amazing in that. And so, where Red Dragon, being more like Silence of the Lambs, where the story is more about, Hannibal is controlling things from a distance, where in the movie Hannibal, where Hannibal is, going after the cop and, and doing these things himself. I kind of like where Hannibal is more the puppet master. But I don't know, but Ralph Fiennes, great actor. I love him, but all the movies, I like them all. And I understand, I get that's a fair argument right there. I'm not going to debate you on that. Have you ever sell screenplays? Dominic, no, I've never written them to sell. No. But I have a catalog over here. My mind gets going, and I like, sometimes it's really like kind of self-medicating for me, or just, kind of like, I just love being in a zone where my mind is involved in a story that I'm coming up with, and just typing. And I'll sit here and I'll start typing. And it's funny, because when we came up with the idea for Wild Game, the movie we shot last summer that we're waiting for Matt to, and Justin to finish editing, when I came up with the concept for that, and then Matt and I had some meetings about it, and we talked about the story and kind of brainstormed, we got it all nailed down what we wanted to do. Matt was like, okay, well, after you're done, after you got it typed up, send it to me and I'll check it out. We'll read it and we'll talk about it. So I was like, okay. So I came home and I typed up the whole script that weekend, and I sent it to Matt, like, 3 days after I got back home from Vegas. And he's like, you're already done? I was like, dude, when I hate talking about something I'm not going to do. It drives me nuts. If I'm not going to do it, like, I don't want to talk about making a movie I'm not going to do. If I'm going to talk about it, I want to do it. And so if I say I want to do something, I want to do it. And so because of that, I was like, I put my mind to it. I went and I did it. I typed it up. I got it done. And there it was. And, and plus it's something I'm passionate about or whatever, but never sold screenplays. Where were you the other day when you posted the member only video with the snow? Oh, Antonis, that was up near, Lake Arrowhead. I was up by Lake Arrowhead, kind of up by Big Bear. Jordan went to the Wizard because he was once part owner. Yeah, that's right. That's why he went to the Wizard. Yeah, part owner. Oh, Kentucky Wildcats. Okay. All right, Indrid. Okay. Yeah, and I wouldn't, if you said what is the Kentucky mascot, I would not be able to tell you. And no, I should know that because Kentucky always has a great basketball team. Brady has some juice left, just pulled out a last second win over Saints. No way. Did they pull that off? Wow. And I've been yapping for a while if that happened then. Yeah. Hey, man. So Brady still got some of that magic left. Nope. Jump the gun penalty. Oh, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Crazy. 807. Well, that's been a few minutes ago now. So maybe they didn't get it done, but Brady, I think Brady does still have a little bit left in the tank, but Tampa Bay, they had spent so much money on skilled players and stuff, and they had to let so many of them go because they just were up against that cap. They are not the team they were a couple of years ago. Anton Yelchin, River Phoenix, Jonathan Brandis all died tragically young. Yeah, so many people. And that's what the wasn't River Phoenix part of that 27 club? Was he one of the members, or are they all? I can't remember who else is in that 27 club. All the actors that died at 27-year-olds or at 27 years old. And gotcha, Bruce Wayne, Washington Wizards. Yeah. Tupac's performing in Gang Related was epic. No, Tupac was a great actor as well. He was just a very, very talented dude. Yes. Indiana Jones franchise. Oh, Indrid, good call. Yep, thank you. Out of everything I mentioned, well, like Die Hard or a Lethal Weapon, Indiana Jones does top those for sure. And Jurassic Park is a good one, but yeah, I think I would go Indiana Jones over that. Yeah, thank you. Being that I'm more of like a horror, like sci-fi fan, it's hard. Like I just like don't think about that stuff. But yeah, no, great choices there. Jurassic Park, a very good franchise. But I think I would go Indiana Jones. I think I would. Yeah, that's a very good call, Indrid. And that tells me I am far behind. Yeah, I'm still 9 minutes behind in the comments. 345. You're saying to 345 Kimbo, watch Juice Bullet Above the Rim for Tupac. Yeah, see, he had some great movies. Gang Related is Oscar worthy. Brady pulls it off despite penalty. Wow, Bucks win. Dude, Brady has that magic, man. And there's just no like ice in his veins. He just has ice in his veins. There's no rattling him. Speaking of spitballs, Gaylord Perry just passed away. I know. Very sad. Gaylord Perry, man, beloved in the fan bases of the teams that he played for. And I can think of San Diego and I think Chicago offhand. But I think he played, did he play for Pittsburgh as well too? I don't remember exactly, but yeah, a very beloved baseball player. But yeah, spitball, definitely. Wow, I need to watch highlights of the Bugs. Need to watch the highlights of the Bugs. What's the Bugs? I'm not following you there, Wicked Network. Sorry. Bonds and Clemens get shut out of Hall again. I know. And because of the drugs, deservedly so. But I'll tell you what, Fred McGriff, the crime dog, it's sad that Fred McGriff played for like 10 different teams. If he had stayed like his whole career in Toronto, or once he went to Atlanta, if he had stayed there for the rest of his career, I think he would have been in the Hall of Fame a few seasons ago or a few years ago. But Fred McGriff, man, he played for the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Padres, Atlanta, and Toronto, amongst others, I think. And because of him moving around so much, I think that I don't think it tarnished his legacy, but I think it takes away from it so much. Because we think of Bonds, we think of the Giants and Pittsburgh. We think of, like guys like Clemens. Yeah, okay. So much of his bigger moments as a player happened with the Yankees and Houston, but he was a Red Sox pitcher for a long time. But really just those three teams, when we think of Bonds, we typically think, or we think of Clemens, we typically think of the Yankees. And, you think of Fred McGriff, he was just went here and there and here and there. And I think that took away from his legacy a little bit, but man, such a phenomenal player and such a great person. Like Fred McGriff, just a great dude, always a pleasant interview, and watch him talk and stuff was great. And I love the way he responded to being inducted. Very cool dude. Bad News Bears, your all-time favorite movie. Hey, great choice right there. Very, very, very funny movie and a good franchise, a good comedy franchise there. Little Big League is a great baseball movie. Right on. I don't think I've seen that. Steroids cause Sammy Sosa to forget English. I know, right? Did the steroids really, or did he just want to dodge some bullets? Is whatever. But I think the steroids made Sammy Sosa turn white too. That dude, he wanted to hide from that so bad he like dyed his skin white or something, or he's saying he has the condition that Michael Jackson had. But if you haven't seen Sammy Sosa lately, it is weird looking at that dude because he was dark, skin tone, and he is like white now. It's weird. Early interviews at ESPN, he spoke great English even before Congress, but he went back to Spanish. Nope, you're right. Hardball, Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I don't even think I've seen that. Ralph Fiennes is brilliant in a sleeper called Bruges. You know what? And I've heard of that movie, but I've just never watched it. Indrid, that's you know what? Adding to the list right now. Oh wait, I'm writing on this one right now. Yeah, definitely need to check that one out. That's one that I've never seen, but I've heard of, and I know I should watch. The new Avatar movie's coming out. I'm not bothered about watching it at all. I think James Cameron has lost touch, and it's a bad time of year to release it. Cotton Eye Joe, I think, actually, I'll disagree with you with one thing about that. I do believe James Cameron is out of touch with what the fans want. Maybe he just doesn't care. But if he's trying to sell movies, he really should care what the fans want. But I do think it's a good time of year to release it because a lot of parents are going to be taking their kids to see that movie, and they're going to be out on Christmas break. Parents are going to have a lot of time, and a lot of people go to the movies on Christmas Day. So I think it's going to sell a lot of tickets when kids are out of school. So I do think the timing, it had to be a summer blockbuster, or it had to be a winter blockbuster. And I think they're going on people spend time with family and stuff this time of year, and it's that kind of movie. But I couldn't give two shits about it right now. I don't hate it. Like Fat Samurai Guy, Lady Fat Blood, they get angry about the Avatar movies. I'm not there, but I could care less about the new one here. How come the players end up having substances like pine tar on their necks and wrist? So here's the thing. If you're not a pitcher and you can use pine tar on your bat, why it's legal on a bat, but not on baseball, I don't understand that. But a lot of times they'll have pine tar because they use it so their hands don't slide off the bat so it doesn't go flying into the stand. But they'll put pine tar to get a better grip on the bat. And, so they have pine tar on their bats. And a lot of players, they'll bounce the bat when they're getting ready to swing, it'll hit their neck. So you'll get it there or you get it here and stuff like that. If you're not pitching, whatever. But pitchers cannot have pine tar on them at all. Why? I don't make the rules. I just, unfortunately, the rules are the rules. New Avatar it really does look like a cartoon. It's horrible. The trailer is horrible. Have you seen the original Rollerball with James Caan? You know what? I have, and it's been forever since I have, but I own a copy of it. I got it right down here. It's like been forever, probably since at least the early 90s since I've seen it. Examples of the Mandela effect are fun to check out. Hello, Clarice is one from Silence of the Lambs, but Hannibal Lecter never said it. No, Kevin, you are correct. I love that. And that is something you always hear people say is hello, Clarice, but not once in Silence of the Lambs does Hannibal Lecter utter those words. He doesn't. He does in what people should be saying is quid pro quo, Clarice, because he does say that. But anyways, yeah, no, it is funny that so many people would like to say hello, Clarice, but he doesn't say those words. He doesn't put those two words together. Yeah, I love that. Kevin Hampton, Mandela effect is just people's shitty memory. Most people right after something happened and recall it correctly and start to rewrite. Yeah, as time goes on, you kind of start to misremember things. Didn't Lecter say hello, Clarice? No, he did not. Dominic, go watch the movie. He never once says those words, but people say that he did. Yeah, no, and it is commonly accepted. A lot of people like to say hello, Clarice, but never said. That would be a good shirt too. Maybe I need an OGP shirt that says hello, Clarice. Like, because that like the little the memes that say like said no one ever, but like instead like said Hannibal Lecter never. Like hello, Clarice, said Hannibal Lecter never. He didn't say it. He never said it. Wicked Network, all great movies. Bullet especially. Ooh, did I miss something? I might have missed something. Except Gridlock. That's a bad one. I don't think I've seen Gridlocked. Man, wow, we're 3.5 hours in. What craziness. And we missed Tom Brady winning a football game. Tom Brady. But yeah, everybody, I think I'm gonna start winding it down here, just being 3.5 hours in. I have yet to eat dinner. I need to go do that. It's 8:30 at night. And man, you know what? Talking about Christmas movies and stuff, and some of these, it looks like a VHS 99, Dead End, Brazil, Bloody Hell, Madhouse, and amongst others I got to go watch. Either tonight or sometime soon. But I got to add movies to my list. I got stuff to check out. I have a video to edit. Man, I need to hire an editor. That is something that has to happen first. I got to get this video edited. So a lot going on over here, but look forward to the video Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast will be my video from the LA Comic Con. And it's going to be very different from Wet Movie One. That day we went there together and we spent a lot of time apart. Actually, he went and did his things. I went and did mine. I will have in my video from LA Comic Con, I'm going to have clips of the panels. I will have clips of Keith David. I will have a nice long clip of Amy Jo Johnson. I will have Will Wheaton, and I will have some of the guys from son of a bitch. Why am I forgetting the name of that movie? The movie with the kids playing baseball again. What, like, oh my God, why am I forgetting that name? But whatever, where Wet Movie One went and got that. The autographs there with the kids. But anyways, Sandlot, thank you, TC. God, I don't know why I always forget the name of that movie. But there will be clips from all 4 of those panels there at LA Comic Con. So I do need to wrap it up for tonight. I need to go get some food in me because my brain is going, hey, butthead, time to go eat. So anyways, everybody have a great night. You're right. He never says hello. Chris says good morning. He says hello in the sequel. Yeah, and thanks. Yeah, thanks for having my back there, guys. No sponsoring Diet Coke tonight. No, you know what? And Balzer, and shame on me, damn it. You know what? One thing that I haven't done this video, I have been sipping on the Diet Coke, but I did not mention it. No. But one thing that I did not do tonight, and seeing Balzer pop in the chat before I go, I did not, and please accept my apologies, because up until this point, I had not recognized the channel members, and that being a number one led by Balzer and Antonis. You two are always phenomenal and amazing with the support. But man, the channel members, I appreciate you all so much. And hopefully I'm giving you little bits and pieces in the members only videos. You got a sneak peek at me seeing Will Wheaton there, but please accept my apologies for, there it is. One's Custom Figures, Antonis, Indrid Cole, The Wicked Network, Ruben, Jessie, and xAmyCakeyx right now for being channel members, for all the support that you all have given me. Thank you so very, very much to all of you for the support for the channel. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me tonight. This has been a blast. And when we go 3.5 hours, it's been fun. We've had a lot to talk about, and it's been a lot of fun. Unfortunately, again, the passing of Kirstie Alley, just, man, what a bummer. And we are thankful that we have some great stuff that she's done over the years to watch. Good night, being chilly. Have a good one, everyone. Jessie, a great stream as always. Thank you. Been too busy to participate. It's all good. We understand everybody has lives. I just appreciate you hanging out for a little bit. Yeah, or whatever. Even if you're here and just watching in the background, appreciate you hanging out. It's always so much fun. Mr. Choji, till the next one, take care, Prebinator. Yeah, thank you. You do the same till it's peeps, it's that time till next week, same time, exactly same time next week. You know where we'll be doing it. Have a good night, everybody. And the Sandlot, thanks, Wicked. Yep, thank you very much, OGP. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great week. Why'd I add on end? I am tired. Look at me. Tiki, have a great week as well. And again, it was so much fun. So cool to get to meet you in person. Really, I absolutely love when we get to go meet the homies and we're all hanging out here and actually, get to put a face to it, and cannot wait to see you at Creepie Con. It's going to be a lot of fun, Tiki. I cannot wait for that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Peace. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much. You all have a great night. Until next time. Yes, TC, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. seeing stuff in the news again about COVID going around, the flu's going around. It's getting people. Keep keep a little social distance. We'll all be good. That's my big thing. I like my social distance. I think it makes the world a happier place. We're all less stressed out about people breathing on us and stuff. So being safe and taking care and enjoying your holiday season. Hopefully you all get to spend time with some loved ones and some friends and family. Like I did over this past weekend. Was amazing weekend, getting to see so many people that are very, very cool and important to me in my life. And that includes many, many of you and all of you tonight hanging out with us. Been just absolute blast. Appreciate you all so very much. Everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next Monday. I'll probably do a live stream sometime between now and then. I don't know when, but next Monday for sure, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. We will be here. Take care, everybody. We'll see you then.